Union broadcast of Lumberjack football on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's. Join Tim Parrish as he brings you the play-by-play of tonight's Lumberjack football game. We want to take a moment to thank all of our Lumberjack sports sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Now we'll send it out to the field where Tim Parrish is waiting with the pregame show. And as always, go Lumberjack! And welcome, Lumberjack fans. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Field as the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, your St. Mary's Lumberjacks, are getting set to take on the Freeman Scotties from just up the road in Rockford, Washington. It is a beautiful Saturday morning for some Lumberjack football. If you can make it out to the field, be sure to do so. If you can't, stay tuned in here on KOFE or check out our YouTube stream for the action, for the audio, all on that. It is currently right around 72 degrees and partly cloudy this morning. This game, originally scheduled for last night, was pushed to today due to a lack of some officials. They didn't have quite enough officials to cover all the games last night, so the Lumberjacks had their game pushed until today. So that's what we are doing. And like I said, got a little bit of rain overnight last night, and now the sun is shining a little bit, some clouds up in the sky. But other than that, it is a gorgeous day for some football action here in St. Mary's, and we hope that you'll enjoy the game if you can't make it here in person. Of course, as all of you know, today marks the 20th anniversary of 9/11/2001, a day which those of us that were alive for the event will never forget. We will not forget the days and weeks following the event as our nation tried to cope with the attacks on the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and Flight 93 in Pennsylvania. 20 years ago today, people kissed their loved ones goodbye for the final time as they went to work or boarded the planes for what seemingly would be a normal day. We pause today to remember the thousands of lives lost 20 years ago in the attacks on 9/11/2001, the thousands suffering and have died since 9/11 from injuries and illness in response to the attacks and the war on terrorism around the globe. We would like to recognize our first responders, police, fire, and emergency services, our military service members and veterans that will be in attendance or might be listening online or on the radio today. And with that, we're going to have a quick moment of silence. And that was a quick tribute to all of our veterans, first responders, police, military service members, everybody out there. That helps keep everything we do here in the United States free and keeps all of our freedoms to us. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back with the Paul-Apps #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff right here on KOFE.
Don't miss out on life's unforgettable moments. You have adventures waiting and challenges to tackle. And now, P1FCU can help you anywhere life takes you. If you need to make a loan payment, a transfer, or even apply for a loan, P1FCU's video banking has you covered. It's real banking with real people. Download the app or visit P1FCU.org to get started. P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. Brent's Electric is a family-owned and operated business right here in St. Mary's. With 36 years of electrical experience, Brent's Electric has been serving all of North Idaho since 1996. From new construction to renovation, Brent's Electric can help. Give them a call today at 208-245-5725. That's 208-245-5725. Brent's Electric in St. Mary's.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Annie's Arbor Recycling. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Annie's Arbor Recycling.
The St. Mary's Lumberjack Booster Club is asking for your help. The Booster Club continues to provide needed sports equipment for the St. Mary's High School sports program. But what they have planned next is big. The Booster Club is in the process of building a new sports complex on land next to the high school parking lot. This new sports complex will include a baseball field, softball field, and soccer field. The fields will be built according to professionally engineered plans and will be ADA compliant, so all Lumberjack fans can enjoy the game. The Booster Club thanks the community for their support throughout the years. With your support, Phase 1 will begin this summer. If you're interested in donating to the new sports complex project, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-568-0288 for details. Let's all come together and get this new complex built for the student body and the community. And we are back, Tim Parrish, here at Lumberjack Field, and just a quick update, that a little bit of a blurb there, information from the Booster Club kind of needs to be updated as we are into that part of the stages of that field. If you have been down Lumberjack Lane, you've seen the cyclone fence around the perimeter of said fence, so you might notice that is done, and work continues to be completed on that field. Once again, the Booster Club is always looking for some help and donations and stuff towards that field to get it done. I know that the next stage, I think, is the backstops and dugouts and stuff like that for the baseball and softball fields. Also, the Booster Club is in need of volunteers and parents and stuff like that to come out and be part of that Booster Club. You've got Donnie Masterson and Lynn Masterson and Brian McGregor and these guys. They've been actually part of that Booster Club for a long time. A lot of them actually don't have kids in the programs anymore. And we need to get they want to get some newer people in to help take over the reins, so to speak, of the Booster Club. So please, you can keep an eye on our Facebook page. Go to the Booster Club's Facebook page. They will post links and times when they're having their meetings and where they'll be at. They're also looking for volunteers to help cook at the home football games. I don't know if they got anybody for today's game or not, but they want some people to help barbecue for those football games, a couple of home soccer games. There's a whole bunch of home soccer games coming up here in the near future. So please reach out to Donnie Masterson, Lynn Masterson, Brian McGregor, I think Becky Plant. There's a whole bunch of them. Reach out to one of them. Let them know that you're interested in helping them. Reach out to them on their Facebook page, something like that. And let's keep that Booster Club rolling and growing as it provides a whole lot of extra support to our Lumberjack athletes and provides them with some stuff that they may not get otherwise, not to mention this big facility for baseball, softball, and soccer that they're building out here at the St. Mary's High School facility. So that is all being done through Booster Club funds pretty much. So that it's just they do that kind of things for our Lumberjacks. So let's keep that going and help that program and that group of people out. Now let's take a look and jump into our countdown to tip-off, brought to you by Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union. Take a look at the 2A Central Idaho League, which is the league that St. Mary's is in. It is 1 and 2, Districts 1 and 2. St. Mary's is in District 1. Grangeville and Orofino is in District 2. The Lumberjacks come into today's game 0-2. They lost 42-21 to Lakeside out of Washington last Friday. And as we all know, they host Freeman here today. They are 19th in the power rankings currently on idahosports.com. Grangeville, they are 0-3 on the season. They lost to Bonners Ferry 53-0 last week, and they played at Weiser last night, and they lost 40-0 in that game to a tough 3A opponent. The Grangeville Bulldogs, as of last week, were 17th in those 2A power rankings on Idaho Sports. Orofino, they are 0-2 on the season. They did not play last week. I think that was their bye week, and they were at Kellogg last night. And in a game that started off slow for the Wildcats, Orofino really kind of worked Kellogg over a little bit and made them have to work for their win. But the Wildcats did pull out the victory, 32-7, over the Orofino Maniacs last night up in Kellogg. So everybody in our league still has not won a game yet. Everybody is 0-2 or 0-3, and Lumberjacks hope to change that today. They hope to have a win against a pretty stout Freeman team out of Washington. taking a look at those polls and the power rankings. In the power rankings, the top 5 is Cole Valley Christian, New Plymouth, Westside, Declo, North Fremont. The media polls, it's Westside, Firth, Declo, North Fremont, and Melba in the top 5. And in the coaches poll, it's Westside, Firth, Declo, North Fremont, and Cole Valley Christian. So that is a look at some stats or some standings and power rankings and polls. We're going to take another quick break here from our sponsors, and we'll be back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to Kickoff.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our communities. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh, yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
When was the last time you had great Mexican food? I mean, really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimneys, not to mention fajita and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has an American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca, great service, and margaritas with a kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary's.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
It's time to reimagine your off-road experience because Yamaha has reimagined the side-by-side. Experience extreme adventure with the all-new 2021 Wolverine R-Max 1000 featuring an all-new 999cc parallel twin engine. Power packed for maximum comfort and versatility, the R-Max 1000 features fully integrated accessories including the Yamaha Adventure Pro navigation system and much more. See for yourself at St. Mary's Don Cycle, then get out there and realize your adventure with Yamaha.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to safety. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to saving.
Is your rig's check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great AC Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call, 208-686-0425, 208-686-0425, or stop by today. And we are back. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Field as the Lumberjacks are warming up out there, getting ready to take on the Freeman Scotties out of Washington, just up the road, probably about, half an hour or so from here, maybe 45 minutes. It's about a half an hour to Plummer, so probably about 45 minutes over to Rockford, Washington, where the Freeman Scotties come out of. Taking a look at the Lumberjacks so far this season, 0-2 on the year. It's been kind of a rough start to the season for them as they fill out a new offensive system that's being put in place by Coach Kurt Carr, and they're slowly starting to grasp it and get it going, and just a little bit of improvements every game is kind of what you look for. Obviously, you want to get that win, but it does make it a little bit challenging when you are in the process of doing something new with either side of the ball, defensively, offensively. I think defensive is basically the same as we've still got Coach Rouse back there on the defense, and the only change really has been in the offensive side of things where they're kind of changing things up a little bit. So it's kind of fun to watch the process. Obviously, you take your lumps sometimes when you're doing that, but we'll hope to see that steady improvement, maybe even a win here today against the Freeman Scotties. The Lumberjacks, averaging just 11 points per game. They are averaging right around 225 yards per game, 60 passing yards, 166 rushing yards. I'd like to see that passing yard number up a little bit more, especially since Coach Stepp, talking to him earlier in the season, before season started, they did want to be a balanced run and pass team. So they don't want to just be that one-dimensional. So you'd like to see somewhere around 100 yards or so of passing per game, probably, maybe a little bit more. And then the same when the running thing, kind of balance that out. 8 yards per completion, which is actually a pretty good number. That doesn't take but 2 completions to get a first down. I mean, you're doing okay when you do get those completions. And 4 yards per carry on the running side of things, that is an okay number. It's not too bad either. That means, if you can get that to 5 yards per carry, then obviously every 2 carries you're getting a first down. At 4 yards a carry, if you're averaging that, then you go first down, second down, third down, you got a first down. But again, you kind of like to see those numbers a little bit bigger if you can get them up there. St. Mary's has been struggling on getting the big plays this season so far. They've only got 5 big plays on the season, and those are plays that are 20 yards or more. They have not lost a fumble this year, but they have thrown 5 interceptions. Third down conversions, 3 for 33 for 24%. Fourth down conversions, 5 of 13 for 39%. Leaders on the offensive side of things, Sean Elliott, a senior, he's the quarterback, 14 of 47 passing on the season, only 32% completion rating, 119 yards, 1 touchdown, and 5 interceptions on the season. Dylan Larson, a senior, he is the leading running back right now, 49 carries, 169 yards, 2 touchdowns, averages 3 yards per carry, and 85 yards per game. Trey Gibson has 13 carries. He's a sophomore, 83 yards. He has no touchdowns, averaging 6 yards per run, though, and that's some pretty good numbers there for the sophomore. 42 yards per game. His long is 17 yards. Tristan Nelson, senior wide receiver, has 6 receptions for 60 yards, 1 touchdown. He's averaging 10 yards per reception and 30 yards per game. His long is 22 yards. Jared Badgett, a junior, 5 receptions, 52 yards, no touchdowns, 10 yards per reception, 26 yards per game, and his long was 15. That's a look at the offensive side of things. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to Kickoff.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is a place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in the responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Why should you get all of your prescriptions from your local Good Neighbor Pharmacy? Because over 100,000 patients per year experience serious complications from drug interactions. At Jack's Pharmacy in St. Mary's, your prescriptions are not only filled, but we double-check for such complications. You can trust our knowledgeable pharmacists for that extra personalized attention. You're not just a number to us. You are our neighbor. Bring all your prescriptions to Jack's, your Good Neighbor Pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Everyone knows that the timber industry is a huge part of our community. Working in the timber industry requires big equipment. Big equipment requires a special mechanic or custom machined items to repair. Jake's Machine and Repair in St. Mary's is your very own full-service, large equipment diesel mechanic that not only has a full-size shop, but also has a service truck that can come straight to you when you break down in the woods. If you're in need of big truck or big equipment repair, stop by Jake's Machine and Repair at 106 Homer Drive in St. Mary's, or call 208-596-8819, 208-596-8819. Jake's Machine and Repair in St. Mary's. And we are back. We are just under 18 minutes to play, or 18 minutes to go until opening ceremonies here at Lumberjack Field. St. Mary's taking on the Freeman Scotties. Taking a look at the defense for St. Mary's, they have allowed 37 points per game so far, 362 yards per game, 214 passing yards, and 148 rushing yards per game. Definitely numbers you want to see down a bit lower. Third down conversions, 5 of 25 are the opponents for 20%. Fourth down conversions, 3 of 9 for 33%. The Lumberjacks have forced 2 fumbles and 1 interception. They have allowed, though, 15 big plays. That's 15 big plays, 15 plays of 20 yards or more. But they have also put some pressure on the quarterback, sacked the quarterback 4 times in just the first 2 games. Defensive leaders, it's kind of funny because Jared Badgett, he's a junior, and he's not a very big guy. I'm not saying he's really small either. He's 5'10", 160 pounds on the roster, but he actually leads the team in tackles so far this season with 14 tackles. 9 of those are solo tackles. He also has 2 tackles for loss. Sean Hunter, a senior, he has 11 tackles, 3 solo, 8 assists, and 1 tackle for loss. Trace Wicks, a junior, has 11 tackles, 6 solo tackles, 5 assists, and 1 tackle for loss. Kyle Seibert, a senior, with 10 tackles, 3 solo, 7 assists, 3 sacks, and 3 tackles for loss. Trey Gibson, a sophomore, has 1 interception. Colby Renner, he's a senior. He has a fumble recovery. And Sean Elliott, a senior, also has a fumble recovery for the Lumberjacks. Some strengths and weaknesses of St. Mary's. In the very first game against Kellogg, the strength of St. Mary's really seemed to be run defense. They weren't allowing Kellogg to get much done running the ball, but Kellogg kind of picked the Lumberjack defense apart through the air. In the first half, second half, Lumberjacks played a lot better against the pass. In the last game against Lakeside, St. Mary struggled against the run. Now, Lakeside did have some pretty good blockers, and they had some pretty speedy guys on the offensive side of the ball. Number 7, Yamada, was just a fast guy, and he was really gave Lumberjacks a lot of trouble trying to track him down to tackle him. But the Lumberjacks didn't fare too well in the run game against that one, and they did give up quite a few passing yards as well in that game as well. But that was also, again, another good quarterback, a spread offense team, well-balanced team. So it was a tough team to defend. But still, I know Coach Tept and Coach Rouse and Lumberjack coaches would all love to see those numbers quite a bit lower on the defensive side of things. Strengths, like I said, it's kind of been a little bit here and there as far as defense goes. Offensive strengths, running the ball has been the strength so far. Although they haven't had any really big running plays, they've been able to grind out some pretty good yards on the ground. I'd like to see them bust open some of those long plays on the ground. Passing has been, like I said, Kellogg, it was a little bit rough, a lot of drop balls. Last game, not too bad, not as many dropped balls. So just a little bit cleaner overall. Execution was a little bit better. There were some things I noticed that were marked out on the huddle program that I get to go look at sometimes that showed some areas of work, some blocking stuff and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens here today and see if those things are kind of corrected and see what happens and see if they keep building on some of those strengths. In any case, that's kind of the Lumberjacks in a nutshell right now. They're still kind of trying to fill things out and trying to figure themselves out as well and get things going in the direction they want them to go. And like I said, right now, the main thing I'm looking for is just kind of a steady improvement throughout the week. If you don't take too many steps, if you don't take any steps back and you're improving how everything goes, that's what you want to do, especially getting towards the end of the season. These early games, they do mean something as far as your ratings go and your seeding goes at the possible playoff berth. But really, if you want to make sure you get into that playoff game, you've got to take care of your league games. So that's the last 2 games of the season with Grangeville and Orofino. So these are really about 6 games of kind of like preseason somewhat. I mean, they're still regular season games. They will still count for something, but you get time to fine-tune everything and get everything working the way you want it. We're going to go ahead and take another break, and then we'll be back with more.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades, and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Ken Effect Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs that quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years' experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that, too, with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
Are your friends and family tired of sleeping with Fido when they visit? Maybe Fido's tired of sleeping with them. Either way, the Pines Motel is there to save the day. With large, spacious rooms, comfortable beds, and even a mini fridge, Fido may get jealous. Save the floor for Fido and call Kevin of the Pines Motel at 245-2545. That's the Pines Motel in St. Mary's. I'm sure your friends and family would appreciate it, and so would Fido.
And we are back. The Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to tip off. Now a quick look at the opponent, the Freeman Scotties out of Washington. They are coached by Ben Cochran. This is their first game of the 2021-2022 season. They were supposed to play last week against, I believe it was Reardon. That game was canceled or postponed. The Scotties were at a 2-4 record last year. They played a spring schedule actually last year, so their final game was in April. So they're actually not too far off of the last games they even played. This is the third time that the Lumberjacks have played the Scotties going back to the 2010 and 2011 season. All the games have been played at Freeman until now. In 2010-2011, Lumberjacks lost 35-6 to the Scotties. And in the 11-12 season, St. Mary's lost 46-0. And the 14-15 season, St. Mary's lost 49-7. And a little cross-reference to that, and I don't know which coaches were there. I know Coach Teth was part of that, obviously, because he was the head coach. I'm not sure if Coach Rouse was part of that team the last time they played or not. But Hayden Humphrey, he is an assistant coach to the Lumberjacks this year, and he was a player at that point. I think he might have been a junior. Me and him talked about it yesterday, about the fact that he played on that team, and he scored the lone touchdown for the Lumberjacks in that game in Freeman in that last time that we played against them. And he was telling me that at halftime, I didn't even remember this, and I was there. He was telling me that at halftime the score was 14-7 in favor of Freeman, and the Lumberjacks had gone into the locker room thinking, hey, we could beat these guys. We're hanging right in there with them, not knowing that I guess Freeman had a stud running back that he was actually, I think he said it was just disciplinary or something like that. He was out for the first half of the game, and then he was eligible to play for the second half of the game, and he made the whole difference on that team, and St. Mary's just could not stop that running back, and then St. Mary's ended up falling 49-7 to Freeman that year. But Hayden Humphrey had told me yesterday, yeah, he was the one that scored the lone touchdown for St. Mary's in that game. Like I said, the Scotties were supposed to play Reardon to open their season on the 27th of August. That game was canceled or postponed. They did play a spring season last year, and they started late. That was due to the COVID pandemic and stuff, so they pushed their season off. They finished 2-4. Their last game was actually against Lakeside, Washington, the Eagles. They lost to Lakeside 40-7 on April the 10th. Last year, the Scotties averaged 17 points per game. They allowed 22 points per game to their opponents. So there is that information that we do have on the Freeman Scotties, which obviously is not a whole lot of info. We're going to take another quick break, and then we'll come back and look at some other schedules and stuff for Lumberjack action going on this week and next week. If you have OCD, obsessive coffee disorder, then stop by Shift and Grind, located in the green building right across the street from Jack's Pharmacy. Shift and Grind is a proud Lumberjack supporter and has something for everyone. From regular coffees to lattes, mochas, and more, Shift and Grind will keep your day going. Try Red Bull Infused or Lotus Energy Drink if you're not a coffee fan. On Lumberjack home game days, wear your Lumberjack colors and get a discount on your favorite drink. Shift and Grind now has indoor seating. Shift and Grind open 5 to 6 Monday through Friday, 6 to 4 on the weekend. Shift and Grind, 132 North 1st Street, right here in St. Mary's.
Fall is just around the corner, and it's time to think about getting ready for winter. Kent Street Lumber in St. Mary's is just what you need for all your winter prep. Paint your house, patch the roof, or fill with storage for all your firewood. Maybe you just need to fix that leaky faucet. Kent Street Lumber has the supplies you need for all your do-it-yourself projects. Stop by 10th Street Lumber today and save on all your home improvement needs. 10th Street Lumber, 1000 Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's.
And welcome back. 7 minutes till opening ceremonies, and we'll take a look on the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kick off the upcoming schedules for the Lumberjacks. Next week, of course, is homecoming, and we got some information on that for you here as well. The Lumberjack soccer teams, good luck to them. Well, let's see. First, they are 0-3-1 in their schedule for their record for the girls. They lost 7-0 at Timberlake this last week. The boys 2-4-0. They lost 4-0 to Timberlake last, I believe it was Tuesday. And the soccer team today, they are at Grangeville. The girls play at noon. The boys play at 2. We're going to be trying to get some updates on those games, at least the girls. I'm not sure. We might be done with football by the time the boys start. Volleyball at Orofino today, JV at noon, varsity at 1:30. Idaho Vandals, we're going to try to get that on the air this afternoon. The Vandals will be at Indiana at 4:30 in the afternoon. And the Seattle Seahawks, they will be opening their season at the Indianapolis Colts tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Next week, homecoming week, 9/13, the JV football team will be at Freeman. That is on Monday. They'll be there at 5 p.m. On the 15th, which is Tuesday, I think it's Wednesday, actually. Soccer at Coeur d'Alene Charter. Girls and boys both play at 4:30. Volleyball on the 15th, which is next Wednesday, will host Grangeville. JV at 5 o'clock, varsity at 6:30. On the 16th, which is Thursday, volleyball will host Kellogg. JV at 5:30, varsity at 7 o'clock. Then on the 17th, which is Friday, homecoming night, the 17th, varsity football hosts Lakeland at 7 p.m. On the 18th, which is Saturday, 9/18, soccer will be hosting Bonner's Ferry. Girls at noon, boys at 2. It will be senior night for the girls. I'm not sure if it's going to be senior night for the boys as well. And I believe JV football will be at Lakeland on next Saturday as well, at 1 p.m. So that's the upcoming schedules. Now for a look at homecoming. Like I said, it is homecoming week next week. The theme for our homecoming is Disney. And Sunday, which is tomorrow, deck the halls. That's when the classes come in and decorate their hallway at the school. That'll be from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Also, they decorate windows around town of businesses. On Monday, there will be an open house for the St. Mary's High School, families 5 to 6 p.m., and the dress that day is a class theme. I forget what they said that one is. On Tuesday, Jock Scrap, which is volleyball, 5:30 to 7 o'clock, and then Powder Puff football is at 7:30 here at the football field. Dress is Famous Couples. Volleyball games on Wednesday, hosting Grangeville, 5 and 6:30. Dress is Family Photo Day. Coordinate with friends or do it solo. It is also Picture Day for school, so look their best. Thursday, volleyball games hosting Kellogg, 5:30 and 7:30. The dress is Favorite Decade. Friday, there's going to be a parade on Main Street at 3:15, and football games with Lakeland coming to town at 7 o'clock. Dress is the class colors, and class colors, I forget what they are. I don't have those with me. Then Saturday, soccer games, senior night, girls at 12, boys at 2, hosting Bonners. JV football away at Lakeland at 1 o'clock, and the homecoming dance is 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock on Saturday night. So that is your homecoming events for next week. Also, speaking of homecoming, area businesses, you are invited to participate in the St. Mary's High School 2021 Homecoming Golden Axe Competition next week. Take photos of your employees dressed in the color themes listed on the attached flyer, which I do have that. Then submit your photos each day to St. Mary's High School to rholder@sd41.org. The business that displays the most school spirit during homecoming week will receive the highly coveted golden axe and bragging rights for the entire year. For more information, once again, you can email rholder@sd41.org. And the class colors, Monday is red for freshmen, Tuesday is pink for the sophomores, Wednesday is orange for the juniors, Thursday is blue for seniors, and Friday is green for Lumberjack Day. Now that we've got through all that information, we're pretty much done with the countdown to kickoff. We're going to take a break. We'll be back.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oakes at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oakes a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feeds and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Horse supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Feeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Triple X Feeds, a proud Lumberjack sports broadcast sponsor.
Don't miss out on life's unforgettable moments. You have adventures waiting and challenges to tackle. And now, P1FCU can help you anywhere life takes you. If you need to make a loan payment, a simple transfer, or even apply for a loan, P1FCU's video banking has you covered. It's real banking with real people. Download the app or visit P1FCU.org to get started. P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch. Breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. Brent's Electric is a family-owned and operated business right here in St. Mary's. With 36 years of electrical experience, Brent's Electric has been serving all of North Idaho since 1996. From new construction to renovation, Brent's Electric can help. Give them a call today at 208-245-5725. That's 208-245-5725. Brent's Electric in St. Mary's.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? You need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy Arbor and Site Clearing.
The St. Mary's Lumberjack Booster Club is asking for your help. The Booster Club continues to provide needed sports equipment for the St. Mary's High School sports program. But what they have planned next is big. The Booster Club is in the process of building a new sports complex on land next to the high school parking lot. This new sports complex will include a baseball field, softball field, and soccer field. The fields will be built according to professionally engineered plans and will be ADA compliant, so all Lumberjack fans can enjoy the games. The Booster Club thanks the community for their support throughout the years. With your support, Phase 1 will begin this summer. If you are interested in donating to the new sports complex project, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-568-0288 for details. Let's all come together and get this new complex built for the student body and the community.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreation facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our communities. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh, yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
When was the last? Thank you. Please remain standing for the presentation of our national anthem. Please remain standing as the color guard. Mine, you had great Mexican food. I mean, really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimneys. Not to mention fajita and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has an American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca. Great service and margaritas with a kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary.
And we're back as we have the national anthem. We also have the St. Mary's American Legion Color Guard presenting the colors for the national anthem. And we had St. Mary's very own Andy Bailey performing taps on the bugle for the pregame today. Now we'll take a look at the starting lineups, and I do have the starters for the Freeman Scotties. It'll be number 2. It'll be 175-pound junior quarterback Bone Phelps. It'll be number 6. He had a running back position. It is Hayden Fothery. And number 7, he is a wide receiver, Cole Clark. Number 8, a fullback, Reed Hicks. At tight end, it is number 27, Taylor Wells. At center, number 52, it is Josh Robbins. At tackle, it is number 54, Dalen Poston. At guard, number 55, Tristan Bowen. At guard, number 68, Jaden Lentz. And tackle, number 76, Jackson Grover. And wide receiver, number 80, Ryan Russell. For the Lumberjacks, I didn't bring my depth charts with me, so I don't completely have the starters, so I kind of made it up a little bit today. Number 2, Jared Badgett, wide receiver. Number 4, Tristan Nelson, a wide receiver. Number 6, Trace Wicks, wide receiver. Number 7, Sean Elliott, quarterback. Number 18, Dylan Larson, running back. Number 57, Kyle Seibert, offensive line. Gavin Milliken, number 60, offensive line. Colby Renner is the center. And number 69, Adam Rouse, offensive line. Number 77, Damian Vanderrob is a tight end and an H-back. Number 84, and Tristan Hill, number 99, a tight end. For the visiting Freeman Scotties, their captains is number 7, Clark. Number 27, Wells. Number 76, that is Grover. For the Lumberjacks, you've got Adam Rouse. You've also got Dylan Larson. You've got Sean Hunter and Colby Renner as the captains for the Lumberjacks headed out for the coin toss. Today we're going to have something a little bit new as we've got a sponsor for Player of the Game, and we want to thank Whistle Stop Coffee and More for being our Player of the Game sponsor, and I think that's going to continue all year long, so that's pretty cool. And we will be giving away the first one here today after today's game. So be ready for that one. Whistle Stop Coffee and More, located over on Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's, the newest coffee shop in town. It looks like, I'm not sure who won the toss, but Freeman is going to receive the opening kickoff. They'll defend the east goal, and St. Mary's will defend the west. They will kick off to start this game. So we are ready, just about to roll, and I think I did both offenses for the starting lineups. That is okay. So Jared Badgett will kick off for the Lumberjacks, so at least I believe he will. He's been doing all the kickoff duties this season. And see who's going back to return for the Scotties. We have number 6, Hayden Fothery, and number 32, that is Kanoa Rogan. Back deep, Jared Badgett surveys the Freeman Scotties, waiting to get the ball from the official, and ready to get this thing underway as they'll kick off from the 40-yard line. Lumberjacks are coached by, of course, Coach Teft, and he's got Adam Rouse, and, man, I can't think of all the names, Hayden Humphrey, Kurt Carr, all on the coaching staff, Kolar, Buckler, and it is Ben Cochran, the head coach for the Scotties. So Badgett takes his spot, lines up the Lumberjacks, and the game is underway. The kick is low, and it's going to bounce. It's going to go out of bounds. Out of bounds at about the 20. I think if they accept it, they'll put the ball at the 35-yard line. So the Scotties will start at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. as their offense heads out on the field. We got Phelps giving some last-minute instructions to his running back, Fothery. He will line up in about the pistol formation. 2 receivers near side, 2 to the far side, spread out offense to start with. The snap, it's going to be a handoff, and they took forever to fake the pulling out the handoff, and it was swallowed up in the backfield as Fothery lost about 4 yards and a whole host of Lumberjacks on the tackle. Next snap on the way. It's going to be a throw. Pressure, though, and it's caught over the middle, though. And looking for room to run is number 80. That's Russell, the wide receiver. And he almost gets the first down. The Lumberjacks had pressure in the backfield. They bring that ball all the way up to about the 45-yard line. And then we get an encroachment penalty on St. Mary's. I didn't see who. So I will give the Scotties the first down. Up to just about the 50-yard line, still just barely on the Scotties side of the field. Spread offense again. Quarterback's going to throw. Finds his receiver. The catch is made. They're fighting for the tackle, and it's going to be the pass complete to Clark.
Up about 8 on the play.
That tackle, I believe, was Sean Hunter. Now it's another run, and it's Phelps who's going to keep it himself.
Found about the 35-yard line.
And Phelps picks up the first down. As the Scotty's working fast here. Looks like a pass play coming up. And this is going to be intercepted. Trey Gibson gets his second interception of the season. And Lumberjacks get the turnover. He picked that off at about the 24. Or at the 20 and takes it to about the 24-yard line. And Lumberjacks offense comes out. Running play for Lumberjacks. I think they had their heavy wedge formation in. Ethan Kolar had the carry for St. Mary's. And he picks up about 4. Lumberjacks back up the line of scrimmage. 1 receiver to the near side. That's Trace Wick. 2 running backs in the backfield with Elliott. He's going to hand it off. And finding the gap up the middle for Lumberjacks is Trey Gibson. And Gibson picks up a few yards on the carry. Brings up about 3rd down and 2 yards for the Lumberjacks. Same formation. 1 receiver near side. Elliott with 2 running backs in the backfield. Hands it off to Dylan Larson. Larson looking for the edge. Can't quite get there, and he's going to be tackled short.
The carry for Buchanan. Very short gain, if any, of 4th down.
He got 4th and about a yard. And Lumberjacks look like they're going to bring out their punt unit. And we'll see if Lumberjacks kick it or if they do any trickery here early on in this one. Lumberjacks at about the 34, their own 34-yard line. Badgett to punt. One of the return men back is Fothery. And now we get a whistle and a timeout taken by St. Mary's. Lumberjacks take a quick timeout, trying to get the personnel right maybe on the kickoff or on the punt. And they did shift and change some personnel out, so I'm kind of curious to see what they do here. If they're changing the play or if they're... Tristan Hill was in there for a minute, and then Badgett comes back on the field, and Hill goes off. Lumberjacks still in their timeout. Looks like no coach is in the huddle, but they're sending the offense back in, I think. The Lumberjacks opting to go for it here instead. One receiver here to the near side. That's Trace Wicks. We've got Elliott in the pistol. He's got a running back flanking him to the near side. Takes a snap, hands it off, and, he's met in the backfield as Dylan Larson. Lumberjacks will turn it over on down. I think it's actually a loss of one. And the Scotties will take over after a nice defensive play by Freeman. 1st and 10 for the Scotties on the Lumberjack 32-yard line. Scotties look like they have their spread offense out there again. No, one receiver to the top of the formation, 2 to the near side. Running back behind Phelps. He's going to take the snap, hands it off, and the running back's going to pick up a few yards. Dylan Larson, the first one in there to make contact. That's Bothery. Picks up about 2 yards. Dylan Larson with a tackle. The Scotties right back to the line of scrimmage. They work pretty fast. 3 receivers top of the formation this time, 1 to the bottom. Snap, handoff, and met in the backfield by Kyle Seibert. As Seibert gets in there and makes the tackle, as Bothery again with the carry, and he's going to lose about 3 yards. On a nice tackle by Kyle Seibert, the senior for the Lumberjacks. So that brings up 3rd and about 11. Again, wide spread out formation. Going to look to throw, and this is overthrown. Intended for Clark. So it'll bring up 4th down for the Scotties. 4th and 11. Scotties on the plus side of the field for their offense, so they're going to go for it. 3 receivers top of the formation, 1 to the near side, running back in the backfield, pistol formation for Phelps. Takes a snap, drops, gets some pressure coming in, tries to escape it. He's got some open field, and Lumberjacks, Dylan Larson's going to come up and make the tackle from behind. It's going to be at about the 30, 25-yard line, and it's short of the 1st down. So the Lumberjacks force the turnover on downs. The Lumberjacks take back over. 7:57 to go in the first. No score. Lumberjacks will start at their own 25-yard line. 2 receivers to the near side. You got Wicks in the slot, Nelson outside, Jared Badgett top of the formation, Elliott in the pistol. Running back lined up behind him. Looks like Larson calls a man in motion. That's going to be Wicks. Wicks fumbles the ball as he's hit. The Lumberjacks, so I think, get back on top of it, as that's Gibson, and it's going to be a loss of yardage by Wicks.
Gibson recovered it. 15.
Trey Gibson able to get back on that for St. Mary's. So Lumberjacks will keep possession. 2nd and about 15 to go. 1 receiver near side, 1 to the top of the formation. Elliott with the snap. He's going to throw. Quarterback, or one of our receivers is tackled out there. The catch is made by Gibson for a short gain. We're going to call it no gain. 3rd and 15 for the Lumberjacks now. As I don't know if our receiver was actually blocking because it was kind of a screen play or not, or if the defender tackled him to the ground, but there was no flag, so it was no harm, no foul. Two receivers near side, one at the top of the formation for the Lumberjacks. Elliott, shotgun, takes a snap, rolls to the right, looks to throw. He's got a wide open Badgett. Badgett makes the catch, but it's going to be well short of a first down. Russell there on the coverage. Badgett picks up about 7. So it's 4th and 8 for Lumberjacks. They send out the punt unit this time, as it is 4th and long. And you've got number 6, Fondery, and I can't see the number on the far returner for the Scotties. The snap is good. Nice punt by Badgett. Is going to be muffed by Delcourt, I think. That's a nice kick all the way to the 40. About the 42-yard line, and it's going to be no return. And Lumberjacks, or the Scotties, will take over. 5:52 to go in the first half, and they will take over on their own 42-yard line. So no score. First period, first quarter action. 3 receivers near side, 2 to the top of the formation, 1 running back lined up behind Phelps for the Scotties. Lumberjack showing pressure, and they come through in a jailbreak, and the quarterback just trying to get rid of it so he doesn't get sacked, unloads it. The receiver was Hicks in the area, but it's incomplete. And that was more or less just a get rid of that ball as I've got pressure bearing down on me. Coach Rouse was talking in practice yesterday, said that he wanted to bring more pressure. Same formation, 3 receivers near side, 1 to the top of the formation. The snap, Phelps dropping back to throw, again pressured, gets a little bit of room, finds a receiver at the 45, and he's going to make it up to about the 47 before being tackled. Lumberjack fans want a holding call, none coming for him. Didn't see who made the tackle for the Lumberjacks. So 3rd and about 4 for the Scotties. They've got 1 receiver near side, 3 to the top of the formation. Phelps in the pistol with a running back behind him. Takes the snap, looks to throw out into the flat, and the catch is dropped. Intended for the core once again, and that's going to bring up 4th down for the Scotties. 4th and 4. Scotties on the St. Mary's side, or on their own side of the field. They do show punt. Not sure who the punter is. Almost looks like it might be their quarterback. But we're going to get a penalty, and the Lumberjacks are going to jump. So Lumberjacks neutral zone infraction, or offsides, give an automatic first down for the Freemans, Scotties. So they're now up to the 46 of St. Mary's. 1 receiver top of the formation, 2 to the near side, the snap, and a whole host of Lumberjacks in the backfield, and making the tackle is Sean Hunter. The ball carrier was number 32, Kanoa Rogan, and he loses about 5 yards as Sean Hunter was shot out of a cannon and into the backfield. Next snap on the way, throw again, a toss out to Rogan Kanoa, and he finds room to run, and he shakes and bakes around some Lumberjack defenders, carries it all the way to the 30-yard line, and a first down before finally being tackled. I believe it was by Tristan Nelson. Another quick snap by the Scotties, and a pass complete just to the other side of the 30. Pick up of about 4 yards. Tackle, I believe, was made by Wicks. Three receivers top of the formation for the Scotties. One to the near side as they're in Lumberjack territory. The throw into the flat, the catch, that is made by number 8. It was Nelson with the tackle. It was Hicks with the catch. A short gain for Hicks. I say a short loss. I thought he gained a yard or two. Nelson with the tackle. So it's 3rd and about 5. Actually, it was a loss. 3rd and about 6 now. Three receivers bunched up here on the near side. One receiver top of the formation. Pistol. Snap to Phelps. He's looking to throw. He's going to go deep. No, he finds his man in the middle of the field. Gavin Wimhoff was there. Thought the ball went through his hands. The receiver, it didn't. He caught it. And Wells gets down to the 27-yard line. Not to the 27. It was 27 Wells with the reception. And looks like it's down to the 10. And the run play up the middle doesn't go anywhere. The next one was a run. It didn't go anywhere for the Scotties. Sean Hunter with the tackle. Now a pass play over the middle, and it's going to be dropped incomplete. Intended for Clark. Brings up 3rd and 10 for the Scotties. Two receivers top of the formation, two to the bottom. Going to take the snap. Pressure coming through is Lumberjacks trying to get the sack. Can't almost get it. Now the throw across the body. It's going to be complete. Big hit in the end zone, though, and it's a touchdown for the Scotties. A big hit by Tristan Nelson trying to jar the ball loose, but can't quite get it to come out, and it'll be a touchdown. Nice throw by Phelps to Taylor. Tristan Nelson tried to put the big hit to knock the ball loose, and that receiver held on to it very well. The kicker is number 27, Taylor Wells, for the extra point. Lumberjacks going to get the penalty, though. So it'll be half the distance, and they're still keeping their kicking team out. So 2:28 to go in the first period, or first quarter. The Scotties strike first, and we're waiting for Taylor Wells on the extra point attempt. The snap, and it's a low kick, but it goes through, and it's good. So it is 7-0 in favor of the Scotties with 2:28 to go in the first quarter of play. We'll be back.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
It's time to reimagine. We are back as the Scotties strike first in a close and stalemated first period of action. The Scotties able to put it in first, though. And Scotties will now kick off. Kicking off for the Scotties is number 27. And that is Taylor Wells. Back deep for the Lumberjacks is Gibson and Badgett. So Wells lines it up. Gets the whistle from the official. And the kick is off, low, line drive, going to take a bounce into Badgett's hand, Gibson's hands, just inside the 25.
Gibson on the return.
And Gibson's going to bring it up to about the 27, so not a big gain. Not a big gain there for the Lumberjacks, but not horrible field position either. It's not it's not superb field position, but it's 1st and 10 on the Lumberjack 20, we'll call it the 27-yard line. 2 receivers top of the formation for the Lumberjacks. Elliott in the pistol. He's got Dylan Larson lined up behind him as a running back. Takes a snap, hands it off, and that's coming to the near side. I think it was Trey Gibson, and Gibson swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. Going to lose a yard or 2 on the play. Lumberjacks shuffling some personnel as Tristan Hill goes out. Coming in is Kohler. 1 receiver top of the formation for the Lumberjacks, 1 to the bottom. We got Badgett near side, Nelson top of the formation. Elliott takes the pistol snap. He's looking to throw. He's going to go out to Nelson, and it goes right through Nelson's hands. He had it at the 35 wide open and just couldn't hold on to it as it squished right through his fingertips. Brings up 3rd and 12. Lumberjacks had some dropsy issues in Kellogg, and that's another drop there for the Lumberjacks here in the first drop of the game, I think, in this one, but he was pretty much wide open. Could have turned that upfield, maybe picked up the first down. Wide receivers, 2 to the top of the formation. Elliott takes a snap, rolls to his right, looking for Nelson, and Nelson, that one's thrown a little bit short, and it's incomplete once again. That'll bring up 4th and 12 for the Lumberjacks, and they're not going to go for it here, so they will send out the punt unit. The Lumberjacks having trouble getting their offense going here, as Lumberjacks' total offensive yards is only at 11 yards on the game, 85 yards for the Scotties. Badgett sits at about the 9-yard line. Scotty's waiting at the 40. Nice snap. Gets it away. Nice kind of an angled kick. It's going to bounce, take a Lumberjack bounce, rolls inside down to the 45, where it'll be down to the 35. I'll correct myself there. So the 35-yard line, no return on a pretty decent punt there by Jared Badgett. 1:27 to go in the first quarter of play. 7-0, Freeman Scotty's lead here at Lumberjack Field. Saturday edition of Lumberjack football. Scotty's offense heads back out to the field. The spread offense, again, giving St. Mary's a little bit of trouble. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the top of the formation. Phelps in the shotgun. He has running back lined up behind him. Going to take the snap, fakes the handoff. Pressure coming through, but Lumberjacks can't quite get the sack. The pass is complete, and it's a big gainer for number 8. That's Hicks down the sideline. He's trying to evade Tristan Nelson, but Nelson's able to take him down at the 25. Big gain, though, by the Scotties.
Another 35-yard line.
Scotty's quickly up to the line of scrimmage as they want to work fairly fast. 2 receivers near side, 2 to the top of the formation. Another throw out into the flat. That one is going to be a little bit high, intended for Clark. It's incomplete. And to make sure they cover that up, to make sure it wasn't a backwards pass, it wasn't a live ball. 2nd and 10 for the Scotties. 2 receivers top, 2 receivers bottom. Man now in motion from top to bottom. Now it's 3 receivers to the bottom. Phelps takes the shotgun snap, a little low. The pitch, it's a fumble. Ball's on the ground, but the Scotties able to get to it. It's going to be a loss, though, as Dylan Larson makes the tackle on Rogan, and it's going to be a nice loss there for the Lumberjack defense. It's about a 5 or 6 yard loss. That brings up 3rd and 16. 3 receivers top of the formation for the Scotties. 1 to the near side. Pistol formation takes a snap. Pressure coming through. The pass is going to be complete right about the line of scrimmage. Hunter with the tackle. Thought the catch was made by Reeds. And Sean Hunter made the tackle. It'll be 4th down when we come back as the first quarter has come to an end. Lumberjacks trail 7-0 to the Scotties. We'll be back.
It's time to reimagine your off-road experience because Yamaha has reimagined the side-by-side. Experience extreme adventure with the all-new 2021 Wolverine R-Max 1000 featuring an all-new 999cc parallel twin engine. Power packed for maximum comfort and versatility, the R-Max 1000 features fully integrated accessories including the Yamaha Adventure Pro navigation system and much more. See for yourself at St. Mary's Don Cycle, then get out there and realize your adventure with Yamaha.
So, see what the Scotties decide to do here on the plus side of the field. It is 4th and long, though. They are on the Lumberjack 30-yard line, and it's 4th and 16 here as we get ready to start the second period or second quarter. Lumberjacks trail 7-0 to the visiting Freeman Scotties. The Scotties have a total of 119 yards of offense. Lumberjacks with just 11. And if my time of possession is accurate, it's got 5 minutes and 38 seconds for the Scotties and just under 5 minutes for the Lumberjacks. The Scotties bring out, it looks like, their offense, even though it's 4th and long. They've got 3 receivers in a bunch formation to the near side, 1 to the top of the formation. Phelps in the pistol. Lumberjacks, I can't believe they're actually going to throw the whistle on that because you can, a defender can come into the neutral zone as long as he gets back out of it, but they do get the Lumberjacks to jump off, and that's interesting to me because I thought as long as they could get back in time, I don't know. In any case, it's a 5-yard penalty for the Lumberjacks. That gives the Scotties a 4th and 10. The snap, going to look to throw. It's across the middle, and it is caught at the 10. And that is Russell with the catch. And it's first down for Freeman. I did not see who made the tackle for the Lumberjacks. 4 wide receivers, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. The snap, Phelps hands it off. The run up the middle. The Lumberjacks able to get on it after a few yards. It looked like it was Hunter with the tackle. Rogan with the run. Next play on its way already is the Scotties work fast, and it was a tipped pass. He ended up tipping it himself. That was number 7, Fothery, and then he's able to pull it in for the touchdown. It just looked like it was going to be an incomplete pass, but he's able to get it off of the tip and make the catch. Now we've got the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good by Taylor. So the Scotties take the 14-0 lead over the Lumberjacks here, early second quarter of play, and Lumberjacks will get back on offense, see if they can get something going when we come back.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings, but it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
And we are back. Lumberjacks trail 14-0 to the visiting Freeman Scotties. And that was a nice touchdown pass. I mean, it was a good play. I think it might have been Cole Clark that made that catch, as he tipped it, and he was able to turn around and track that ball down and catch it in the end zone. So Taylor Wells will kick off for the Scotties from their 40. We've got Badgett and Gibson waiting at the 10. And the sound of the whistle, the approaches, the kick is on its way. Kind of a short kick. It looks like it's going to be picked up just inside the 20 by Gibson. And Gibson is going to get a pretty good return. Gibson with about a 31-yard return, where he's forced out of bounds. And Lumberjacks will start 1st and 10 from their 30, right from their 30-yard line. The Lumberjacks offense needs to get something rolling here. 2 receivers, no, 1 receiver top of the formation. Lumberjacks now going east to west. The snap, the handoff to Kolar, and Kolar swallowed up in the backfield, about a 3-yard loss, as Lumberjack running game not getting going here. And a whole host of Scotties get in there for that tackle, so it's second about 13, maybe even 14 for the Lumberjacks now, backed up to their own 28-yard line. Now 1 receiver top of the formation. Sean Hunter with a couple of running backs surrounding him. He's got Kolar and Larson. He's going to fake the pass, then he's sacked. The rush came through way too fast. And that sack was back to the, looks like the 15-yard line. So 3rd and about 23 yards for the Lumberjacks. Elliott going to take the snap. 2 receivers, 1 at the top, 1 at the bottom. He's going to hand it off. And that didn't go anywhere either, as Larson tries to make some room up the middle. Picks up a yard or 2, but that's about it. The Lumberjacks can't get anything going on that drive. They end up going backwards. And Lumberjacks will punt. Waiting at the 50-yard line is Rogan and Feathery. Snap is off. It's a nice one. Low line drive, punt. It's going to take a Lumberjack roll. It's picked up at the 45 by, I believe, Cano. I did not see who made the tackle for the Lumberjacks. He gets that return up to St. Mary's side of the field, about the 40, about the 46-yard line of St. Mary's is where the Scotties will take over. 8:53 to go in the half. The Scotties, 3 receivers near side, 1 to the top of the formation. Phelps in the shotgun. He's got a running back behind him. Takes a snap. It's going to be a pitch to the near side. Nice blocking from the Scotties. Nelson finally able to get the tackle. I think they said it was Feathery with the run. Second and 6 now for the Freeman Scotties. 8:30 to go in the first half. 4 wide receivers. Handoff up the middle. And it's going to be read pretty well. Sean Hunter gets the tackle. As number 6 with the carry. Maybe a 1-yard gain. Hunter and Kohler in on the tackle for the Lumberjacks. 3rd and 5 for the Scotties. The snap, spread offense again. 4 wide receivers. A throw to the flat on the outside. Nice catch made. And right at the markers is Badgett playing a little bit too far off. And it's going to be a first down for the Scotties. Badgett there to make the tackle. Just couldn't quite keep him where they wanted them. 3 receivers top of the formation. Going to throw again wide open as the receiver, number 27, got lost as nobody was on him. I'm not sure what happened there in the coverage, but Badgett was way up. I'm not sure who made the tackle for St. Mary's. First down on about the 3, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper. He's going to try a stiff arm, but he's going to be brought down in the backfield as it was a run, and he's going to lose several yards. Dylan Larson, one of the Lumberjacks, in there on that tackle, so it moves the Scotties back a little bit. 2nd and about 10 from the 10-yard line. 2nd and goal. 3 receivers near side, one at the top of the formation for the Scotties. Phelps in the shotgun this time, takes a snap, looks to throw. He's going over the middle, and it's right out in the breadbasket, right between a couple Lumberjack defenders. It was intended for Delcourt, and he can't hold on to it. Lumberjacks, there was a defender on each side of him, and he threaded the needle right between them. And Delcourt could not hold on to it. 3rd and 10 now, 3rd and goal from the 10 for the Scotties. 3 receivers bunched up on the near side, 1 to the top of the formation. Phelps now back to the pistol. He's going to look to throw. He's going to get pressured. He breaks out of there, runs forward. He's going to be brought down by Tristan Hill as he scrambled. Picks up a few yards. Fourth and goal, Tristan Hill on the tackle for the Lumberjacks. Shoestring tackle. 3 receivers near side. Once again for the Scotties. 1 to the top of the formation. Phelps in the pistol. Fourth and goal from about the 6. Clears out the backfield. Little pump fake. Pressure there. Throws it. Catch is made. Touchdown Scotties by Delcourt. As Delcourt found his way open in the end zone. And the Scotties starting to march away from the Lumberjacks here in the first half, as the score is now 20-0 in favor of Freeman. Taylor Wells to line up for the extra point. 2 for 2 today. And Lumberjacks are going to jump off sides again. That's the second time they've jumped off sides on an extra point attempt. Scotty's still lining up that extra point. They'll move up 2.5 yards or so, I think is what it is. Half the distance to the goal. Lumberjacks' total offense now is -3 yards. The snap, the hold, the kick on the way, and it is perfect. And the score is now the Scotties 21, St. Mary's 0, 5:57 to go in the first half. We'll be back.
Is your rig's check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great AC Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call, 208-686-0425, 208-686-0425, or stop by today.
And we are back as Lumberjacks trail now 21-0 to the Scotties. Lumberjacks offense has not been able to get things going here today. They are now currently setting with -3 total yards on offense. Taylor Wells to kick off for the Scotties. Once again, Trey Gibson, Jared Badgett waiting at the Lumberjack 10-yard line. Beautiful sunny day here in St. Mary's after some clouds and rain last night. Wells lines up the Scotties. Kickoff is on its way. Nice kick inside the 10, fielded by Badgett. And Badgett gets an opening. He's down the sideline, one man to beat. He tries to cut back into the middle of the field, though, and there he was cut back into a traffic and ends up getting taken down, but a nice return by Jared Badgett. And that maybe, I think if he would have stayed on the sideline, he might have actually taken that to the house, but he did try to cut it back to the middle and ended up being tackled, but still a great return of 41 yards by Badgett. Gives the Lumberjacks pretty good field position with 5:57 to go in the first half. Maybe a little spark for the Lumberjack offense. One receiver near side, one top of the formation. Elliott, pistol, takes the snap, hands it off to Gibson. Gibson dances around the backfield, finds an opening finally, and is going to pick up about 5 yards before being tackled. Nice little gain for the Lumberjacks. And Gibson almost was in danger of going down in the backfield, but is able to make a cut back towards the middle of the field and find some open space. 2nd and 5 for the Lumberjacks up to the Freeman 45-yard line. They've got one receiver top of the formation, one to the near side. Elliott takes the snap, hands it off to Larson. Larson finds a little gap, powers forward for a first down for the Lumberjacks. Ooh, they say 3rd and short. Snap, the little reverse handoff there to Kohler. He finds some open room on the far side, sidesteps a couple of tackles, takes it down to the 35 of Freeman, and it is a Lumberjack first down this time. The Lumberjacks 1st and 10 down to the Freeman 34-yard line. One receiver near side, that's Trace Wicks. One receiver top of the formation, that's Nelson. Pistol formation for Elliott. Takes the snap, hands it off up the middle, and a short gain for Larson. Larson was down. Everybody's trying to, Freeman is trying to say fumble our ball, but no, he was on his back when that ball came loose. Maybe a 1-yard gain by Larson. 2nd and 9 on the Freeman 34-yard line. One receiver near side, one top of the formation. Pistol for Elliott. He's going to hand it off to Kolar. Kolar tries to take it to the far side, and he's going to be tackled. Looks like for a loss. About a 2-yard loss on that one. So it's 3rd and 10 for the Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks had something going for the drive, all on the ground, running the ball. Now they've gone backwards a little bit. Again, one receiver top of the formation, one at the bottom. Takes the pistol snap, drops to throw. Then he'll go deep to Nelson, and just over Nelson's head and out of bounds, incomplete. And a flag comes in, though. One of the officials talking to one of the Freeman players, maybe about the penalty. I think that's what they're discussing. The Freeman players trying to, I think, say that I had my hand straight up. And it's going to be I guess, a pass interference. That'll give St. Mary's the first down. Down to the 20-yard line. Lumberjacks' next snap is a handoff to Kohler. And Kohler with a nice run. Nice run by Kohler. Brings up second down and about 5 for the Lumberjacks. Actually, it's second and about 7. .2:45 to go in the first half. St. Mary's trails 21-0 to the Freeman Scotties. Lumberjacks, though, threatening here. First time they've made it this deep down into the Freeman territory. Lumberjack offense still huddled up, trying to get the play in. Now they hustle up to the line of scrimmage. I don't know how much time they've got left to get this play going. Elliott takes the snap. They get it off. It's going to be a handoff, and it's blown up in the backfield, I think. They'll bring up third down and no gain on that play for the Lumberjacks. We do have an update from Grangeville for Lumberjack Girls Soccer. Lumberjack Girls trailed Grangeville 3-0 at half. One of the goals was off of a penalty kick. The snap. Elliott's going to throw. Looking deep, and it's over the head of Badgett. A little too long on that one. Badgett kind of turned around and held his hands out like I was open, and you overthrew me. So an opportunity there for the Lumberjacks didn't pan out, and it's going to be fourth down for St. Mary's. And they are going to go for it. 4th and 7, roughly, with 1:35 to go in the first half. St. Mary's trails 21-0. 2 receivers near side. Elliott takes the snap, looks to throw. He's going to go over the middle. It's intercepted by Delcourt, who has an open field in front of him, and I don't think anybody's going to catch him. Delcourt is going to take it to the house. No penalties. No penalties, and a defensive score now for the Scotties on the interception, 84-yard return. And the Scotties tack on another 6 before halftime. Lumberjack receiver kind of fell down on that route, it looked like, and the throw was a little bit off target. It ended up being right into Delcourt's hands. Taylor Wells lines up the extra point for the Freeman Scotties. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and nice boot by Wells is good. And now the Lumberjacks trail 28-0 to the Freeman Scotties, 1:19 to go in the first half, and we'll be back.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goals. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
And we are back. Once again, that update on Lumberjack Girls Soccer. The Lumberjack Girls trail 3-0 to Grangeville. In Grangeville today, one of those goals coming off of a penalty kick. And I believe that update is coming from Chris Spence. That is up there in Grangeville, so thanking him for that update. as the Lumberjack football team trails 28-0 here just before halftime to the Freeman Scotties. And that last score off of a interception return by Ryan Delcourt for the Scotties. Delcourt is a junior. The kick is on its way. Nice long kick. Picked up by Gibson at the 10. Gibson reverses field, finds the edge, again looking for some blocks, gets around a couple of guys, still on his feet. And a nice return for Gibson. Brings it up to about the 43-yard line, a 32-yard return. And Lumberjacks have 1:05 before halftime to try to get something going. They also have 2 timeouts here. Lumberjacks really do need to get a score before the halftime if they want to try to take a little bit of momentum and something into that halftime break. But they have really not been able to get anything really rolling. Only 16 yards of total offense for the Lumberjacks on the game, and the Scotties have 119 total yards. The 2 receivers top of the formation, Trace Wicks in the slot, Tristan Nelson on the outside. Looks like another receiver here near side. Actually, 3 receivers top of the formation. There's Badgett's there. Quick little bubble screen. No, a double throw. Wicks looking for Nelson, and it's intercepted as he underthrew it. Trying a little trickeration there. And that was picked off at the 35-yard line. By Cole Clark. 55 seconds on the clock. Tristan Nelson made the tackle. The snap, this time pressure in the backfield. The quarterback Phelps able to get out of its way, but he throws the pass. It's picked off by Trace Wicks, and Wicks takes it down to the 15-yard line. Nice pick by Trace Wicks, and a return gives Lumberjacks a little bit of fresh life here down on the 15 of the Scotties. And now 45 seconds left on the clock. The quarterback Phelps was flushed from pressure. He tried to throw it to the sideline, and Wicks was reading that all the way, steps right in front of it, and almost took it to the house. They're not actually all the way to the 15. It looks like they're at about the 17-yard line. The snap. Elliott looks to throw. He's going to go to Badgett again, and this time it's incomplete, but a penalty. See who that's going to be against. I did not catch the signal, but it is against Freeman. It might be an offsides because it was a 5-yard penalty. Lumberjacks 1st and 5 now. 39 seconds on the clock. Lumberjacks still with 2 timeouts. The ball is up on the about the 10-yard line. 1st and goal from the 9. Two receivers top of the formation. Elliott's going to look to throw. He's going to look for Wicks. It's tipped up and picked off again, and that time it's not necessarily on Elliott, but that was tipped by a player, and then we get a late flag. they said it was Hicks with the interception. I think it was unsportsmanlike on the Scotties. So we've had 3 turnovers in this last 20 seconds. So Scotty's ball, 1st and 10. Looks like they're on about the 11. We'll call it the 10. 1st and 10 on their own 10 after the unsportsmanlike penalty against the Scotties. And they've kind of got everybody saying like they might just take a knee here and let the clock run out. So that's what they will do. See if they have to do it twice. No, that will end the second quarter as we will go into halftime. And Lumberjacks trail 28-0 to the Freeman Scotties here in St. Mary's. We'll be back.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Why should you get all of your prescriptions from your local Good Neighbor Pharmacy? Because over 100,000 patients per year experience serious complications from drug interactions. At Jack's Pharmacy in St. Mary's, your prescriptions are not only filled, but we double-check for such complications. You can trust our knowledgeable pharmacists for that extra personalized attention. You're not just a number to us. You are our neighbor. Bring all your prescriptions to Jack's, your Good Neighbor Pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Everyone knows that the timber industry is a huge part of our community. Working in the timber industry requires big equipment. Big equipment requires a special mechanic or custom machined items to repair. Jake's Machine and Repair in St. Mary's is your very own full-service, large equipment diesel mechanic that not only has a full-size shop, but also has a service truck that can come straight to you when you break down in the woods. If you're in need of big truck or big equipment repair, stop by Jake's Machine and Repair at 106 Homer Drive in St. Mary's or call 208-596-8819, 208-596-8819. Jake's Machine and Repair in St. Mary's.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades, and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs that quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community stable and lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years' experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that, too, with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
And we are back. It is halftime. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Field. The Lumberjacks trail the visiting Freeman Scotties 28-0 in today's game here in St. Mary's. And I had that update from girls soccer in Grangeville. Lumberjack girls trailing 3-0 to the Grangeville Bulldogs. In that one, up in Grangeville, one of those goals were off of a penalty kick. Right now, they are doing, they had a moment of silence and everything in honor of 9/11 at the beginning of the game. And today was supposed to be the SPAN Walk here in St. Mary's. And SPAN of Benoit County is a group of concerned citizens, organizations, and survivors who are committed to creating awareness and providing support for those affected by mental health and suicide. Their goal is to remove stigma and barriers for all. So since that SPAN Walk was the official SPAN Walk was canceled due to the worry of COVID and stuff like that, they've done virtual SPAN walks. There's been people today that have got up early, went and did a walk, did their part of the walk and stuff like that. And here, right now at halftime, we have a nice big group of people that are doing a walk of their own around the track. So it's pretty cool to see. So more information on that, you can follow SPAN of Benoit County on Facebook, or you can actually contact them by email, spanbenoit@gmail.com. So they are doing their walk around the track here, and if I wouldn't have to do my halftime show and all that, I would probably be down there walking with them as well. So we're going to go ahead and take one more quick break, and then we'll come back and look at some halftime numbers and some analysis.
Are your friends and family tired of sleeping with Fido when they visit? Maybe Fido's tired of sleeping with them. Either way, the Pines Motel is there to save the day. With large, spacious rooms, comfortable beds, and even a mini fridge, Fido may get jealous. Save the floor for Fido and call Kevin of the Pines Motel at 245-2545. That's the Pines Motel in St. Mary's. I'm sure your friends and family would appreciate it, and so would Fido.
If you have OCD, obsessive coffee disorder, then stop by Shift and Grind, located in the green building right across the street from Jack's Pharmacy. Shift and Grind is a proud Lumberjack supporter and has something for everyone. From regular coffees to lattes, mochas, and more, Shift and Grind will keep your day going. Try Red Bull Infused or Lotus Energy Drink if you're not a coffee fan. On Lumberjack home game days, wear your Lumberjack colors and get a discount on your favorite drink. Shift and Grind now has indoor seating. Shift and Grind open 5 to 6 Monday through Friday, 6 to 4 on the weekend. Shift and Grind, 132 North 1st Street, right here in St. Mary's.
Fall is just around the corner, and it's time to think about getting ready for winter. 10th Street Lumber in St. Mary's is just what you need for all your winter prep. Paint your house, patch the roof, or build a storage for all your firewood. Maybe you just need to fix that leaky faucet. 10th Street Lumber has the supplies you need for all your do-it-yourself projects. Stop by 10th Street Lumber today and save on all your home improvement needs. 10th Street Lumber, 1000 Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oakes at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oakes a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. And we are back. It is halftime here at Lumberjack Field. St. Mary's trails 28-0 to the Freeman Scotties. And taking a look at the scoring drives for Freeman, or not the drives, but the scoring summaries or plays. It was late first quarter when the Scotties finally got on the board, as the Lumberjacks and the Scotties actually had a little bit of a defensive battle going through the first quarter. 2:28 to go in the first. It was Bowen Phelps hitting Taylor Wells in the end zone for an 11-yard touchdown. The kick after by Wells was good. In the second quarter, 3 scores by the Scotties in that second quarter. First one was Phelps to Hicks for 6 yards. Actually, I think that was that one that was Clark. I think it was Phelps to Clark for 6 yards and a touchdown. Extra point was good. And then it was Phelps with 5:57 to go in the first half. It was Phelps hitting Delcourt in the end zone for 4 yards, and that made the score 21-0. The extra point was good. And then with 1:19 to go in the half, it was an interception. Sean Elliott's pass intended for, I think it was, I'm not sure who it was intended for, but it was intercepted, might have been Nelson, intercepted by Delcourt, and he returned it 80-something yards. It didn't put that on there. I think it was an 84-yard return, and the kick was good to make it 28-0 in favor of the Scotties. It's been all Freeman offensively. Phelps is 14 of 22. He has 158 yards passing in the first half. His completion percentage is 63.6%. 3 touchdowns. He has thrown 2 interceptions. Rushing stats, Bowen Phelps has 18 yards on 4 carries. Rogan has 16 yards on 5 carries. Most damage for the Lumberjacks, or for the Scotties, has been on the air attack, because the run game, Lumberjacks have done a good job of bottling that up defensively. Receiving, Taylor Wells has 4 receptions, 61 yards, 15 yards average, and 1 touchdown. Hicks with 47 yards on 4 catches and a touchdown. Russell has 28 yards. Cole Clark has 12, and Ryan Delcourt has 10 yards and a touchdown. Defensive stats, the only thing I have there for them is the interceptions. 1 for Delcourt, 1 for Clark, and 1 for Hicks. One of those was to end the first half, as the Scotties decided just to kneel down and take that into the half with the lead like that and not have to worry about any more interceptions or turnovers. On the Lumberjack side of things, not a whole lot to discuss, honestly. 2 completions for Sean Elliott and 7 attempts and just 7 yards of passing. 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. Trace Wicks had that 1 attempt on a little trickery, and he underthrew his receiver, Nelson. That one was picked off by the Scotties. That was right after that when St. Mary's intercepted, when Wicks intercepted them back. So there was that. On the rushing side of things, still not a lot going on. Ethan Kolar has 9 yards. Dylan Larson has 9 yards. Trey Gibson was 6 yards rushing. And then Trace Wicks has -2 yards, and Sean Elliott has -13 yards. And that's just been the gist of it. The defense on the ground, run defense, has been stout for the Scotties. And Lumberjacks haven't been able to run either, but they also haven't been able to get that passing game going. Receiving stats, Jared Badgett has 1 catch for 7 yards. Gibson has 1 reception for no gain, and Nelson has a couple of targets, and he dropped 1 and was overthrown once or twice. So that is that. On the defensive side of things, I'm off on these numbers as well because it's been hard to keep track of who made the tackles. But I've got Sean Hunter with 4.5 tackles. I've got Dylan Larson with 4 tackles. Tristan Nelson with 4 tackles. Ethan Kolar with 1.5 tackles. And then Badgett, Seibert, Wicks, and Hill with 1 apiece. And I thought St. Mary's had a sack, but I guess not. But Larson has 2 tackles for loss. Hunter with 1, Seibert with 1. Interceptions, Trace Wicks with 1, and Trey Gibson with 1. That's 2 interceptions by the sophomore Gibson on the season. Punting stats, Badgett has 3 punts. He's averaging right around 37 yards per punt. Kick returns, 3 for Gibson, 49 yards. He's averaging 16 yards per return. Badgett has 1 return for 41 yards. And the bright spot, really, besides the Lumberjack run defense, has been the returns. Badgett and Gibson both having 30-yard-plus kick returns in this game. But other than that, there's just not a whole lot to say good job Lumberjacks on, as they've just been struggling defensively through the game, and most of it's been on that pass coverage. Lumberjacks, see if they can adjust like they did in Kellogg. They did a good job of adjusting against the Wildcats in the first game of the season, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. They usually make pretty good adjustments. The Lumberjacks will get the ball to start the second half. They need to put that ball in the end zone and try to build on that momentum. I don't know if they can get enough going to mount a comeback or not. But, hey, that's what it's all about. Football, you got to play the game. And a 28-point lead can evaporate fairly quickly if some stuff just swings the opposite way. So we will see what happens. We are about 2 minutes away from the second half, so we'll take a break, and we'll be back.
Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feeds and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Sports supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, XXX Feed can set you up. XXX Feed now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. XXX Feed, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. XXX Feed is a proud Lumberjack sports broadcast sponsor.
Don't miss out on life's unforgettable moments. You have adventures waiting and challenges to tackle. And now, P1FCU can help you anywhere life takes you. If you need to make a loan payment, a simple transfer, or even apply for a loan, P1FCU's video banking has you covered. It's real banking with real people. Download the app or visit P1FCU.org to get started. P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. Brent's Electric is a family-owned and operated business right here in St. Mary's. With 36 years of electrical experience, Brent's Electric has been serving all of North Idaho since 1996. From new construction to renovation, Brent's Electric can help. Give them a call today at 208-245-5725. That's 208-245-5725. Brent's Electric in St. Mary's.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? You need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy Arbor and Site Clearing.
The St. Mary's Lumberjack Booster Club is asking for your help. The Booster Club continues to provide needed sports equipment for the St. Mary's High School sports program. But what they have planned next is big. The Booster Club is in the process of building a new sports complex on land next to the high school parking lot. This new sports complex will include a baseball field, softball field, and soccer field. The fields will be built according to professionally engineered plans and will be ADA compliant, so all Lumberjack fans can enjoy the games. The Booster Club thanks the community for their support throughout the years. With your support, Phase 1 will begin this summer. If you're interested in donating to the new sports complex project, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-568-0288 for details. Let's all come together and get this new complex built for the student body and the community. And we are back. Lumberjacks headed back out onto the field after the halftime, and Freeman out there getting a little quick warm-up going. And it probably, I would have to say it probably wasn't a pleasant time in that locker room during this halftime. But St. Mary's has some work to do, but if they can make the right adjustments and get a few things to go their way, some more turnovers, something like that, they could easily switch some momentum back into their favor and get some things going. I'm not so sure that they can mount a comeback in this. I mean, 28 is they're 4 scores down, and anything can happen, but we'll just have to wait and see, obviously. That's why we got to play the game. And so it's just going to be curious to see what kind of adjustments St. Mary's makes, and on the pass coverage side of things, and see if they can get something going on offense. They've just been really struggling to get anything going for them on the offensive side. And I'm not saying that, I mean, it's a credit to Freeman's defense. They've played very well as well. So we'll just have to obviously see what's going to happen here. Once again, the last update I had on the girls' game for soccer up in Grangeville was Lumberjack girls at half were trailing 3-0 to the Grangeville Bulldogs. One of those goals coming off a penalty kick. Next week is homecoming, so don't forget that. Lots of action and fun going on next week. The theme is Disney for the overall theme of the week, and there's a lot of different stuff going on all week long. On Monday, it's going to be an open house for St. Mary's High School families from 5 to 6 o'clock. So that's going to be a good time to get in there and meet the teachers and stuff like that and see how the kids decorated their hallways that they get and all that cool stuff. So if you get time Monday evening to check that out, be sure to do so. Like I said, Lumberjacks will start the second half with possession. And it will be Taylor Wells kicking off. Freeman will be kicking from right to left on your radio dial, or if you know how the field is positioned, from basically they'll be kicking from the west end of the field. They'll be defending the west end zone. Lumberjacks defending the east wind zone. We got Wicks and Gibson back deep to return. Badgett had been doing returning. This time he is not. So that's kind of a short kickoff. Gibson's going to field it at the 10. And Gibson is going to be brought down just past the 15-yard line, so not much there on the return. About a 6-yard return there for Gibson. Lumberjacks will be first and 10 on their own 17. Curious to kind of see if, not sure if I even see Badgett out on the field at the moment. I don't know if he was shaken up late in the first half or not. One receiver top of the formation. Takes the pistol snap. It's going to be a handoff to Kohler, and Kohler found a little daylight, but that hole quickly closed, and Kohler is going to pick up only a few yards, hard-earned yards at that. Got a 4-yard pickup, a little bit bigger of a gain than I thought it was, actually. Second 6 up to the 21-yard line. Lumberjacks, one receiver, top of the formation. Elliott in the pistol. Takes the snap, hands it off again, this time to Larson, and again that hole fills up quickly. Larson does pick up about a yard, but just not getting those gaps and not getting those holes to run through that they like to. And St. Mary's has been running hard, and Larson comes up a little bit limpy on that one, and they're going to get him out of the game. They're going to bring in Sean Hunter, it looks like, as Larson limps to the sideline. Looks like he's starting to run a little bit better, though, as he heads out there shaking it off. So I just think I seen Jared Badgett come out on the field, and he is out of his pads and no helmet. So he must have, it looks like he's holding kind of his back a little bit. So he must be done for the day. I'm not sure what happened to Badgett. He's a punter, too, for the Lumberjacks. So I'm going to see who they take in his place. The pass here on this next one, they're going deep, just out of reach of Nelson. And that'll bring up fourth down for the Lumberjacks. I can't see the Lumberjacks going for it on fourth and about 7 from this deep. So we're going to see who's going to be punting. I believe it is Gavin Wimhoff to take the punting duties over, with Badgett being out. So it's a different punter, so the Scotties stagger their return men because they're not, well, I think it's also just in case it's a fake. It's a decent kick from him. It's going to take a nice bounce down to the 40. It's going to be, on the return, is Fothery, and he's going to get it about the 44 of St. Mary's, the 46. So a short return. Short return for the Scotties. 10:06 in the third quarter. Scotty's come out with two receivers top of the formation, one running back, or three receivers top of the formation, one to the near side. Phelps in the pistol. It's going to be a pitch out to Fothery. He's going to find a little room to run on the far sideline. A late flag comes in. There's a holding penalty on the Scotties, so that'll bring them back. Be first and about 16 for the Scotties. Two receivers near side, two to the top of the formation. Phelps in the pistol. Lumberjack showing pressure. The snap, quick throw behind the receiver, intended for number 27. That is Wells. Scotties work quickly. They're up, or they basically don't huddle. They go to the line of scrimmage almost right away. Looks like they've got three receivers coming to the near side. One receiver top of the formation, Phelps in the pistol, as his running back flanking him to the near side. Lumberjacks bringing pressure again. Pressure comes through, and they can't get the sack made. They get the quick little throw out. It's caught by Clark. And Clark picks up a couple of yards. Did not see who made the tackle. I keep forgetting. And Sean Elliott with the tackle. Third and long for the Scotties. Third and about 14. Three receivers on your side. One top of the formation. Takes the snap. Does Phelps. Looks straight drop back. Pressure coming. He's being flushed. And he's going to just run out of bounds and lose a few yards. Coverage sack there for the Lumberjacks. So fourth and about 16, actually fourth and about 20. For the Scotties, as they will punt. But first, a offsides penalty, I think, on St. Mary's. Will remain fourth down. Scotties will still punt, at least show punt. Wells to punt, Gibson to return. Nice punt. Gibson's going to let it roll down inside the 20. About the 28-yard line, it looks like. Oh, 18-yard line. Yeah, 18-yard line, my bad. Inside the 20. And I was called a fair catch. It was not a return. Lumberjacks take over, 8:56 to go in the third. Lumberjacks back deep on their own side of the field. One receiver top of the formation for St. Mary's. Pistol set for Elliott. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Larson, who's back in. Larson cuts back, finds the gap, and shakes off a couple of tacklers and takes it up to about the 29, almost to the 30-yard line. So nice run by Larson. Picks up really close to 10. I think they're going to give him 11 yards and a first down for the Lumberjacks. So first and 10 for St. Mary's. One receiver near side, two to the top of the formation for St. Mary's. Elliott takes a snap, but it's a fumble right through the hole and picked up by Phelps. I'm not sure who fumbled that, and it's going to be taken back for a touchdown. Not sure who the fumble was on. It might have been Larson. Larson's in there. That's what I'm going to give it to for now. The ball fumbled forward. It wasn't caused by anybody, but it rolled right into the hands of Phelps, who was able to take it back for a touchdown for Freeman. So it's the second turnover that was returned for a touchdown for the Scotties. And Lumberjacks didn't want to have that happen. Taylor Wells to kick the extra point. I believe it's Cole Clark, the holder for the Scotties. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is a beauty, and it is good. That extends the score 35-0 in favor of Freeman, and we got 8:10 to go in the third. We'll be back.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our communities. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh, yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
And we are back. Tim Parrish here at St. Mary's Lumberjack Field. The Freeman Scotties leading St. Mary's by a score of 35-0 here on this Saturday. Lumberjack football on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's. And we are your home for Lumberjack sports all season long. This football season has not started off the way the Lumberjacks would have hoped for. They are already 0-2, and right now they're staring an 0-3 start in the face right now with a 35-0 deficit to the Scotties. Taylor Wells lines up to kick this off. Taylor Wells, a big boy, 6'2", 190 pounds. Low line drive kick. It's going to take a bounce. It's going to be fielded at about the 12 by Wicks. And then he's going to be brought down at about the 26-yard line. So not a bad return by Wicks. The Lumberjacks back in action here, still trying to get something going offensively. The run game has been about the only thing they've been able to get some yards on, and they had a lot of lost yards on that too, so they don't show it on the stats, but 34 total yards of offense for St. Mary's. They've got two receivers to the near side, Gibson and Vanderob. Up at the top of the formation, it's probably Wicks and Nelson, so four wide receivers. They spread out the defense. They hand it off up the middle, and it doesn't fool the Scotties as they swarm to Larson, who is the ball carrier, and he gets about a yard. And no gain, actually, on the carry. This defense of the Scotties is just bottling up everything the Lumberjacks try to do. They've had a couple of runs of, I think the biggest run so far has been about an 11-yard scamper by Larson, and that's the biggest run, I think, of the game. Other than that, St. Mary's has not really had any big plays to speak of. You got Vanderob in the slot. Gibson lined up outside, two receivers top of the formation. This time Elliott's going to look to throw. He's going to the outside to Nelson. Nelson with the catch and about a 5-yard pickup. Delcourt for the Scotties brings it down. It'll bring up third and about 5, maybe 4 for the Lumberjacks. Third downs have not gone well for Lumberjacks, though, today. 2 of 8 for 25%. Two receivers to the near side, two receivers top of the formation. Elliott drops back to pass. He's got a good, clean pocket, and he's going to overthrow overthrow Nelson. Nelson looking for pass interference, but it was uncatchable, so there's nothing going to be called on that one. And that was way out of Nelson's reach. If that would have been down more around his hands, they might have gotten the call on that one, but it was overthrown. Brings up 4th and 5 for St. Mary's, and let's see what Coach Taft does here. Or I actually think it's Kurt Carr that calls the offensive side of things, so we'll see if they are opting to punt. So they do have the punt unit out there. So Gavin Wimhoff is taking over punting duties with Badgett out. It is, if they could get the hard snap, they could, but they don't get the hard snap. It's a low line drive punt. It's going to take a nice lumberjack roll, and that'll be a nice punt in the end. It'll roll down to about the 17-yard line with no return by Gavin Wimhoff. So it may have been a low punt, but it definitely pins the Scotties back a little ways. First and 10 for the Scotties, back on their own 17. We've got 6:15 to go in the third. St. Mary's trails 35-0 to Freeman. The snap, Phelps, a quick pitch out. Trace Wicks there to make the tackle, a short gain. And it was number 32, Rogan, with the run. Nice open field tackle by Trace Wicks on that one. Quickly to the line of scrimmage is the Scotties. They've got 4 wide receivers this time. The snap, he's going to look to throw. Now he scrambles, but he's going to be taken down by Seibert, and that's going to be a sack, I do believe. No, it was not a sack. I'm going to give him, it's going to be a run because he did pick up a yard or so. Kyle Seibert on the tackle, and quickly back to the line of scrimmage is the Scotties. It's snap. Roll into the far side now is Phelps. He stiff arms the lumberjack defender. Now a deep, deep, deep pass. And there to break that up is Elliott at the 50-yard line. The intended receiver was Hatcher. And Elliott able to kind of recover. He got the defender, the player, Hatcher did get behind him for a moment, but he was able to pick him up on that deep pass and get back to him and force the 4th down. And that'll bring up the punting unit for the Scotties. Looks like it's going to be Gibson waiting at about the 50. The snap, the punt, nice little low punt. He's going to field it at about the 47-yard line. Gibson only takes it to about the 40. So a 6-yard return on the punt. And Lumberjacks will take over. 4:51 to go in the third. Lumberjacks still trail 35-0. And Lumberjacks have the ball 1st and 10 on the Scotty side of the field. Pretty good starting field position for the Jacks. 1st and 10 on the Scotty 40. One receiver top of the formation for the Lumberjacks. We've got 2 running backs in the backfield with Elliott. He's in the pistol, takes the snap, hands it off to Larson. Larson finds a gap this time. Some good blocking, and that's about an 11-yard pickup by Dylan Larson. Lumberjacks still working that run game, which has really been the only thing to get them their positive yardage. They've had a couple of pass plays, but not really anything to speak of. Lumberjacks bring 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the top of the formation. Man in motion. snap. Going to fake the handoff. Going to throw it into the flat to Nelson with a catch. And Nelson has it about a yard short of the first down, it looks like. No, it is the first down. This angle is hard to tell. So about a 10-yard pickup for Nelson. First and 10 for St. Mary's, up to the Freeman 19-yard line. One receiver up to the top of the formation. Everybody else in tight. Elliott takes a snap, hands it to Larson. Larson tries to spin through the pile. He's able to stretch it out for maybe a yard or two. Give him 3 on the carry. That'll bring up 3rd and 7. 3rd and a long 7. A little bit of change of personnel as Kolar and Hill goes off for St. Mary's. Wicks and Nelson going to the top of the formation for receiver. Wicks is in the slot, and we've got 2 receivers on the near side with Vanderrob and I think Gibson. Larson in the backfield. Elliott's going to take the snap. He's going to look to throw. It's tipped up in the air, and Nelson almost makes the catch. He was able to get his hand on it. That ball was tipped by a defender, and Nelson was almost able to tip that back into his hands and pull it in, but he just couldn't quite do it. So he'll bring up 3rd down and about 8 yards for the Lumberjacks. They're in 4-down territory, so you get 6 or 7 yards here. You get a first down even. That'll be good, but if you don't have to get it all in one chunk. One receiver top of the formation. They're going to hand it off to Larson. Larson finds a pretty good gap on the far side into the end zone. Dylan Larson with the touchdown for the Lumberjacks. $16-yard run by Larson. And we've got our boomers here today. I didn't know they were going to be here. Usually the touchdown boomers are sponsored by Archie's IGA and Jack Buell Trucking. The Lumberjacks finally get into the end zone late 3rd quarter. St. Mary's going to go for 2 here. 2 receivers to the near side. Elliott, looks like 3 receivers actually. Elliott going to throw. Now he's going to scramble. Tries to find some room, and he's not going to get there. So the Lumberjacks on the board, 35-6. Lumberjacks trail the Scotties in the 3rd. We'll be back.
When was the last time you had great Mexican food? I mean, really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimneys, not to mention fajita and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has an American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca. Great service and margaritas with a kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary's.
And I have to tell you, Casa de Oro is a good place to go for dinner. If you don't have nowhere else to go this evening, go on up and see Jose or Marcos. Tell them we sent you up there. Get yourself a carne asada burrito or something like that. Lumberjacks finally get on the board. Did not convert to 2-point conversion, though. There's 3 minutes to go in the 3rd, and I almost expect the Lumberjacks to try to steal a possession here from the Scotties. Being down this far, they need to get points, so I'm trying to see who that is kicking. I think it's Dylan Holder. It's number 5 for Lumberjacks. He'll line up St. Mary's, and they will get the kickoff, and they do get that little dribbler out there. The ball was loose, but the Scotties able to fall on it at the 43-yard line. Onside is recovered by Luke Whitaker, and that is where the Scotties will have it. 1st and 10. 3:04 to go in the 3rd. Lumberjack defense needs to come up with something big here. Scotty's taking a little bit more time down here, huddling with their coach before they head out to run their play. The Scotties look like they have at least 2 receivers to the near side, 2 receivers top of the formation. And it is Rogan lined up behind Phelps. Phelps in the pistol. Lumberjack defense showing some pressure up the middle. Man in motion, and it's going to be a quick throw out into the flat to that man in motion. And a nice job of making the open field tackle by Wicks as the catch was made and about a 6 or 7 yard pickup. Yards. Now they're going to pass it again. And that one is incomplete. Intended for Clark. 3rd and 2 for the Scotties. Lumberjacks. 3 receivers atop the formation for the Scotties. Nobody in motion. The pass over the middle is incomplete, and that was intended for Clark. That'll bring up 4th down. So 4th and short. Lumberjacks have had a couple of bad where they've jumped off sides. So they've got to make sure they don't do that here. Snap. The kick. Going to take a bounce at the 20, and Gibson's going to let it roll past him. It's going to be down inside the 10, probably about the 9. Call it a 9. Call it a punt inside the 9. A 40-yard punt with no return will pin St. Mary's back. 2:25 to go in the 3rd quarter. St. Mary's trails 35-6 to the Scotties. St. Mary's breaks the huddle up to the line of scrimmage. 1 receiver to the top of the formation. Elliott has 3 running backs flanking him. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. And I don't know who it is yet. It is Dylan Larson. Larson picks up about 5 yards on the carry. Second and about 6 yards for the Lumberjacks. Same formation. They're going to hand it off again. Little cross buck action there. Coming to the near side is Ethan Kohler with the run. Give him a pickup of 3. Brings up 3rd and 4 for the Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks break the huddle. This time they've got a 4-receiver set. Gibson and Vanderrob here on the near side. Nelson and Wicks up top. Man in motion. The snap. The fake handoff. Elliott's looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. He's going to throw kind of off balance, and that ball was behind to Nelson, and Nelson pleading that he was held, and the fans here saying he was held, and no flag coming. Nelson turned to try to go to that ball. It was thrown on the outside shoulder towards the sideline. I didn't see if anybody was holding him when he was trying to break out to the ball, but not going to get the flag, and Lumberjacks will line up to punt here with Wimhoff with his toes right on the goal line, or his heels on the goal line, I should say. The snap is low. Wimhoff gets it, and he gets it away. And it's going to be fielded inside, just inside the 35. I think it was inside the 35. I want to put it at the 35. No return, as well I'll say. 1:05 to go in the 3rd. St. Mary's still trails 35-6, and a short punt gives the Scotties a short field. 3 receivers near side, 1 to the top of the formation. Phelps shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off. A nice stiff arm by the running back. That's Fothery, and he's going to finally be forced out of bounds by Nelson and Wicks after a nice run. About a 9-yard pickup. Second down and short, and they're already lining up the next play. 3 receivers top of the formation. Same play, and just the opposite side of the field. It looks like Lumberjacks read it a little bit better, but Feathery able to scrape through and I think pick up enough for the first down. Ethan Kohler in there to force him out of bounds, I believe is who it was. And now we have an injured Freeman Scotty on the far side. He takes his helmet off. He looks like he's headed over, not really limping or anything. He looks to be all right. And just a quick shake it up was Hayden Fothery, and hopefully he'll be all right. He's jogging off. Looks like he's okay. 1st and 10 for the Scotties as they are on the Lumberjack 22. Maybe a cramp for Fothery as he comes over and sits down. Going to have that 4 receiver set. He's going to look to throw, but a little bit of a miscommunication on the snap, and he forces the throw away. Wasn't really anybody there when he threw that away, but the pressure is like a jailbreak. There is a flag. I didn't see what the flag is. I'm going to call offsides on St. Mary's. And give that as a penalty after. No. I'm going to see if I can. So it's first down. Snap. No, now we get a whistle. And is another flag, or they just weren't quite ready for play yet? I don't think they were ready for play yet. 2 receivers near side, 2 receivers top of the formation for the Scotties. Phelps, pistol, takes the snap, looks to throw, looks into the flat. It's caught, spins off 1 tackle, and there to make the final tackle is Nelson. The catch was made by Hicks. And that was down to about was that down to the 5-yard line? It was down to the 5. And the Scotties won't get the playoff before the into the 3rd quarter. So the score, 35-6 in favor of the Freeman Scotties. The Scotties knocking on the Lumberjacks' door at the goal line as we head into the final quarter of play here. We will be back.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. It's one of the many ways Block has your back.
It's time to... And we are back as we get ready to start the 4th quarter. Not been the game the Lumberjacks have really wanted. They've kind of slowed the Scotties down a little bit here in the second half. Some of their defensive adjustments have worked as the Scotties have only, I think, 1 score in the 4th. And haven't had quite as much luck in the passing game and running game. So Lumberjacks defense has made the adjustments, but the offense still has not been able to get a lot going. St. Mary's with only 87 yards of total offense to the Scotties' 232 yards. And like I said, I think the Scotties were over 200 yards or very close to it when we started the second half. So they haven't moved the ball quite as much in the second half. So St. Mary's doing a pretty good job on that side of the ball here in the second half. Right now, though, the Scotties are knocking on the Lumberjacks' end zone as it's first and goal from the 5-yard line. Lumberjack 5. And the Scotties going to spread it out. They've got 3 receivers to the near side, one to the top of the formation, Phelps in the pistol, and I think St. Mary's is going to get called for the offsides there. No, false start, so it's going to be against the Scotties this time. The Scotties have not had too many penalties, especially not procedural penalties, as they have had, I think, an unsportsmanlike and maybe one PI, and they haven't really had a lot of penalties. St. Mary's has had a few too many, especially on the false start stuff. And again, I think the Lumberjacks pointing at, I think, the Hicks wide receiver, and he moves a little bit, and 2 in a row for the Scotties. As that receiver flinched just a little bit, so it's first and goal from the 15 now for the Scotties. Still same formation. Lumberjacks bringing pressure. They're getting it through. Larson is all over the quarterback, but he's able to shake it off. And it's going to be a coverage sack. I'm going to credit the sack to Larson, honestly, because he forced him out of bounds. I'm going to give the sack on that one to Larson. I'm going to call it a sack because it essentially was. And they lose another about 10 yards on that. And a quick snap there. A pass they're going with the screen play, and it's incomplete as they hit one of the blockers in the back. Then there's some extracurriculars going on. I think Lumberjacks looking for a unsportsmanlike call there. Might have been some pushing or shoving going on afterwards. And the ref doesn't throw nothing. He was watching straight at it, so apparently he didn't see anything critical enough to throw a flag on. The Lumberjack faithful wanted something thrown there. That'll bring up third and goal from the 25-yard line, so they can't get a first down. They've got to go to the end zone. 3 receivers. Phelps looking to throw. A little bit of pressure coming through as he evades Seibert. He's now looking to get an opening. He's going to throw it deep down the sideline. Incomplete. Good coverage by Nelson. I think the receiver intended was Ryan Russell. And Nelson was in his hip pocket all the way down the sideline. Good job by Phelps to escape the pressure, though. I thought Seibert had him dead to rights, but he was twice. He's done it more than twice, but twice in the last couple of plays that Phelps has been able to shake off the defender. Had a nice stiff arm on Dylan Larson as Larson rode him to the sideline. He was able to force him out of bounds, but it's 4th and 25, and looks like we're going to get a field goal attempt here. The holder is Clark. The kicker, Wells. Kick is up, and that is just short. It was a 42-yard attempt, and he was just barely short of that. That was a nice kick, but it was no good, and Lumberjacks will take over. I think from the point of the snap, it should be. The Lumberjacks will start on, well, that's interesting. The ball was on the 25-yard line, and it should have been 10 yards back, so it should be, I would think the ball should be on the 35, but it's on the 20. Maybe that's how that works. Maybe it's like a touchback, so it's the 20-yard line. Yeah, it may be what it is. One receiver top of the formation for St. Mary's. A snap to Elliott. He's going to hand it off on a little reverse type of action there, and I'm trying to see who that is with the ball. I think it's Ethan Kolar, and he's going to pick up not really anything. No gain really on the play. And Dalen Poston with a tackle for Freeman. Change of personnel for the Lumberjacks. Kohler and Hill go out. Coming in as Larson and Nelson. Lumberjacks up to the line of scrimmage. Two receivers top of the formation, two to the near side, one running back in the backfield. That's Larson. Takes the snap. Elliott looking to throw. He's going to go to Nelson, and Nelson had the catch for a second, but it's jarred out. It's incomplete. Big hit by Freeman, and Nelson is slow to get up. As Nelson took a shot right into the ribs on that one, and he is still down at the moment. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break.
It's time to reimagine your off-road experience because Yamaha has reimagined the side-by-side. Experience extreme adventure with the all-new 2021 Wolverine R-Max 1000 featuring an all-new 999cc parallel twin engine. Power-packed for maximum comfort and versatility, the R-Max 1000 features fully integrated accessories including the Yamaha Adventure Pro navigation system and much more. See for yourself at St. Mary's Don Cycle, then get out there and realize your adventure with Yamaha.
And Nelson was able to get up and get off the side of the field. Coach Teff quickly talking with the head official. I don't know if maybe he thought it was like a defenseless receiver type of situation because Nelson hadn't completed the act of making the catch, but I'm not sure. So anyways, it was an incomplete pass. Lumberjacks handed off on the next play. It's Ethan Kolar, and Kolar is going to pick up. Kohler picks up a okay chunk of yardage. About 4 yards on the carry, but it's still going to be 4th down and 6 for St. Mary's. So see what Lumberjacks do this late in the game, if they opt to go for it or if they punt. And it looks like they send out Wimhoff to take care of a punt here with 9 under 10 and counting for the Lumberjacks. Snap low again. It bounces right into his hands, though. The Scotties almost get a piece of it. It's still a nice punt, but it's going to take a Freeman bounce, and picking it up on that bounce was number 80. That's Russell. He picks it up at about the 35, and he returns it for a couple of yards as he was trying to catch St. Mary's off guard there a little bit, but luckily Lumberjacks kind of seen him scoop it up and were able to corral him and not let him get anything big. He only had about a 2-yard return on it. So the ball back into the hands of the Freeman Scotties. 2 receivers near side, 2 to the far side. Phelps in the pistol, takes the snap, hands it off. Nope, keeps it himself around the outside. Nice sleight of hand there by Phelps, and he's going to pick up about 11. Tackled by Elliott. Wicks and Elliott with the tackle for the Lumberjacks. Another run play by the Scotties, and this time it's number 32 up the middle, and that is Kanoa Rogan, who takes it in for a touchdown for the Scotties. Oh, I didn't do that right. They'll line up for the extra point, and that again is Wells. And he is good on the extra point. So the Scotties 42, Lumberjacks 6. We'll be back with 9:13 to go in the game.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to safety. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
And we are back as the Scotties add 7 more to their score. They lead 42-6 with 9:13 to go in the game. And Kanoa Rogan, he doesn't have a lot of rushing stats, really, but when he's gotten into the open, he's made some good moves. He's got 7 carries for 40 yards and a touchdown, and that's been that part of the game for them. Like I said, the Scotties doing most of their damage in the air, and Lumberjacks have been able to kind of stymie that here in the second half. But the Scotties have still put up 14 points in the second half now. So Taylor Wells to line up, because you know this is actually they're changing it up, putting in some different guys. Rhett Hatcher to kick off for the Scotties. Nice kick by him. It's going to be fielded by Gibson at the 10. Gibson trying to find some running room on the edge. It's going to be not tackled. Now they're blowing the whistle down. As Gibson fighting out there, trying to get that extra yardage, but they blew his forward progress has stopped, and it'll be a 12-yard return on the kickoff for Gibson. The Lumberjacks bring out their offense. Lumberjacks going to run it up the middle. Fuller with the ball carrier and a flag down. Face mask going to be called against the Scotties. We'll add a yard or so, which will add some yards to that. The Lumberjacks get that added to it. So 1st and 10 for the Lumberjacks from the 37-yard line, their own 37. Another run, it looks like up the middle for St. Mary's for a short gain. Dylan Larson on the carry. Gain of 4 for Larson. One receiver near side for the Lumberjacks. That's Nelson. They're going to hand it off again. This is Kolar. Kolar finds a nice little gap, and he's going to pick up about 7. Lumberjacks first down for St. Mary's. Lumberjacks up to the line of scrimmage. One receiver to the near side. That's Nelson. Elliott in the pistol. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Larson. Larson fighting for some room. He's going to pick up about 3. Give him 4-yard pickup. Bring up 2nd and 6 for the Lumberjacks now. Into Freeman territory. I think Freeman, not taking anything away from St. Mary's moving the ball a little bit, I think Freeman has substituted in some of their younger players late in the game here. One receiver to the near side, the snap, and hand it off to Kohler again. He's going to take it up the right side and gets a nice push, and I think he gets a nice 10-yard gain there. First down for the Lumberjacks. Up to the Freeman 38-yard line. Elliott takes a snap, another handoff, this time to Larson. Larson trying to duck and weave, still on his feet. I think he only gets back to the line of scrimmage, though, on that one, so no gain. And I'm going to say no gain on the play as the Scotties bottled that one up pretty good. 6:22 and counting in the fourth. Lumberjacks trail 42-6. One receiver to the near side for Lumberjacks. The snap going to be a handoff again. And it was Ethan Kohler on the carry. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 3rd down and 7 for the Lumberjacks here. Lumberjacks really working that run game right now. One receiver near side. Taking the snap is Elliott. Hands it off. Oh, they tried that little bit of trickeration in the backfield and like a reverse there. And Ethan Kohler runs into a wall of Scotties and loses about 4. A whole host of Scotties there to take that one and make it a loss of yardage. 4th and 11 for the Lumberjacks. Scotty side of the field, so Lumberjacks going to go for it here. Lumberjacks on 4th downs here today. It looks like they're 1 for 2 for 50%. Man in motion, 4 wide receivers out there for the Lumberjacks, and we get a free snap penalty. And they're going to say illegal procedure or false start on Nelson. Well, back St. Mary's up, and they're going to go ahead and send out the punt unit. That'll be Wimhoff. Back deep is number 32. That's Rogan. That's a nice punt from Wimhoff this time. It bounces just inside the 20, about the 19, and Rogan grabs it, and he's tackled by Gibson. It'll be back deep in their own territory is the Scotties. 4:19 to go. Lumberjack defense ready to go. Scotties head out to the field. They've got, I think, a different quarterback in there now. We've got Whitaker. He's a sophomore. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the top of the formation. He's going to take the snap and hand it off, and it's going to be Adam Rouse with the tackle in the backfield. .33 with the carry. That's Cochran. Looks like he lost a yard or 2. Adam Rouse, I think that's his first tackle of the game that I've got him credited for anyways. Again, 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top of the formation. Now actually 3 receivers near side. Whitaker in the Whitaker was in the pistol, and he hands that off, and bursting through the line and blowing that play up in the backfield is Seibert. Didn't see who was on the run. We'll just say it was Cochran again. Loss of about 3 more yards. Big tackle in the backfield by Seibert. 3rd down and 15. 2 receivers near side, 2 top of the formation. Whitaker takes a snap. He's going to throw, and he unloads it. The receiver was open. As he got behind the coverage, Elliott was nowhere near him, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Reed, just underthrew him. Gunner Reed. And I don't know what happened to Elliott on that coverage, but Elliott was not there as Reed was wide open. So the punt team is out for the Scotties with 3:02 to go. They're going to get the punt off from about their own end zone. It's kind of a nice, decent punt. It's going to take a roll to the Lumberjack side of the field at about the 56. 47, not 56. There is no 46-yard line or 56-yard line. So down to no return at the 47. And Lumberjacks have 2 minutes and 52 seconds to see if they can't put together just some sort of a drive here to cap off the afternoon, as Lumberjacks trail 42-6 with 2:52 to go in the game. And Lumberjacks with a handoff to Larson. Larson finds some room on that far side of the field, right side, picks up about 9, maybe 10. Nine-yard run for Larson. Brings up 2nd and a yard for Lumberjacks from the 44 of Freeman. 1 receiver near side. The snap, hands off to Kohler. Kohler bounces it outside on the far side, takes it down to the 40. Picks up about 4 yards and a first down for St. Mary's. Lumberjacks kind of in and out of the huddle quickly, doing a little bit of hurry up here. 1 receiver to the near side. Everybody else in tight. Elliott takes a snap, hands it off. This is to Larson once again. Larson takes it across the 40 for about 2 yards. Lumberjacks maybe not going to opt to throw it at all here. We'll see what they continue to do if they just continue to pound the rock and just ride that run game into the final. 1 receiver near side, that's Wicks. Elliott takes a snap, hands off to Kohler. Kohler bounces to the right, takes it outside, picks up about 5 more yards, maybe 6. Give him 5 yards on the carry. That brings up 3rd and 2 for the Lumberjacks. Time runs down under a minute. Elliott takes the snap. Going to look to throw. Looking to Wicks. And at last minute, tipping that away. Good pass coverage by Whitaker. Nice throw, too, but Whitaker able to come over and make a play on that and knock it down. Lumberjacks were taking a shot to the end zone with 41 seconds left. 4th down and 2 yards to go. Nelson back out on the field for the Lumberjacks. Same formation, 1 receiver, near side of the field. Elliott is going to hand it off to Kohler. Kohler comes through the line, and he gets a nice run there. Down inside about the 15-yard line. 15-yard gain for Ethan Kohler. 29 seconds left on the clock. St. Mary's still hustling up to the line, seeing if they can get a few more plays. I don't think they'll use any timeouts here, but they want to try to get another score here. One receiver out to the near side. Elliott takes a snap, and he's going to hand it off. It's to Larson, and Larson maybe picks up a yard. I don't know if I'm surprised. I mean, a touchdown doesn't do St. Mary's anything if they do get the score, but they'll let the clock run out, and the Freeman Scotties will win their first game of the season, 42-6 over the Lumberjacks, and Lumberjacks fall to 0-3, and it doesn't get any easier as next week the Lumberjacks will host the Lakeland Hawks from the 4A division here in St. Mary's for homecoming, and we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back and get some post-game and wrap this thing up.
Is your rig's check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great AC Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call, 208-686-0425, 208-686-0425, or stop by today. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goals. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, if you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Why? Yeah, we are back. Lumberjacks fall 42-6 to the Scotties here in St. Mary's in a tough game for St. Mary's. They just had a hard time getting much going in the game, and the first quarter was really good. The Scotties scored late in the first, and then it just kind of, the floodgates opened. They scored 7 in the first, 21 in the second, and defense for St. Mary's was able to stiffen up a little bit in the final two quarters and hold them to only 7 in each of those quarters, but the damage was already done, and Lumberjacks fall 42-6 to Freeman in this game. The Scotties ran 55 plays, St. Mary's 43. The Scotties had 255 yards of offense, St. Mary's with 91. Time of possession, 25.5 minutes for the Scotties, 22 minutes for St. Mary's. The Scotties had just 70 yards rushing on 23 carries. St. Mary's had 28 carries, 69 yards rushing. The Scotties were 17 of 32 passing for 185 yards. St. Mary's 4-15 for 22 yards. The Scotties had 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. St. Mary's no touchdowns and 3 interceptions. The Lumberjacks lost 1 fumble. So 4 turnovers for St. Mary's, 2 for Freeman. St. Mary's with 10 first downs. The Scotties with 16. And that's just kind of that. So I did credit St. Mary's with 1 sack on Freeman. Penalty yards, St. Mary's, I think, had 6 for about 30. The Scotties show was 6 for 55. And that was how that goes. Freeman, Bowen Phillips was a solid quarterback, 17 for 32 for 185 yards and 3 touchdowns. He did throw 2 interceptions in the game, though. And the rushing stats, Kanoa Rogan with 40 yards, Phelps with 19, and Fothery with 11. Receiving, Reed Hicks with 64 yards and a touchdown. Taylor Wells with 61 yards and a touchdown. 28 yards to Russell, 14 yards to Clark, and Delcor had 10. Going over to the Lumberjack stats. Sean Elliott was 4 of 14 for 22 yards, 2 interceptions. Larson led the team in rushing with 58 yards on 14 carries and a touchdown. Ethan Kolar had 20 yards rushing. Trey Gibson had 6. Receiving, Tristan Nelson had 15 yards on 2 catches. Badgett had 7 yards on 1 catch. And defensive stats are kind of rough. I didn't catch all of the tackles. I have Nelson with 5.5 tackles. I have Larson with 5 tackles and a sack, 3 tackles for loss. Sean Hunter with 4.5 tackles. Wicks with 4 tackles. Ethan Kohler with 2.5 tackles. And a game like this really makes it hard to pick your player of the game. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Dylan Larson as the player of the game for his role at running back today. He played really hard, fighting for yardage on runs. So I'm going to go ahead and the Whistle Stop Coffee and More player of the game for today will go to Dylan Larson, the senior running back for St. Mary's. Once again, the Lumberjacks lose it 42-6 to the visiting Freeman Scotties. I do not know the final score on the girls' soccer game up in Grangeville. I do know at half they were trailing 3-0. I do not know what the boys' update is at this point, as their game should be underway. But that is all I have at the moment. Don't forget, it is homecoming next week, and it all starts with some decking the halls on Sunday where the kids decorate the hallways. Open house on Monday from 5 to 6. Jock Scrap and Powder Puff football on Tuesday. Lots of stuff going on. We'll try to keep you updated on that. Next week, or don't forget, we still have Idaho Vandals coming your way today at Indiana. Seahawks tomorrow at the Colts. Next week, JV football at Freeman on Monday at 5. Wednesday, the soccer girls and boys will be at Coeur d'Alene Charter at 4:30. So that's a look at your upcoming schedules. And we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. I am Timothy Parrish for KOFE 1240, live from St. Mary's football, St. Mary's Lumberjack Field. Have a great weekend.
You've been listening to another production of Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's, your Lumberjack Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We also want to thank our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Until next time, same as always, go Lumberjack!